just a very normal Monday. Nothing special going on in the sky. Nothing to worry about. Bears don't need eclipse glasses. It's fine. What's going on, K-Flow? So yeah, I didn't really know what to do today related to the eclipse, and I thought it would be kind of cool to try to get a diamond, and what better place to go than Silver Ridge Peaks? So, we're going to do a little bit, I'm not going to say bear grinding, but we're going to jump around. I know we're not full screen, but it's okay. We're going to jump around, kill a couple of bears, and then we'll run around from there. So let's go into full screen mode. Currently standing in totality in Southern Illinois. So, time-wise then, right? When you're staying in totality, is it currently dark? Cloudy and raining here in Louisiana, no eclipse. That is quite lame. Loungefly, thank you for subscribing, by the way. So, it's cloudy here. And when I look outside, it looks like I would describe it as, oh hey, it's going to be dark in 2.5 hours, something like that. But I can't tell if it's because it's cloudy or because it's a little bit of the eclipse going on. What's up, Bartholomew? She was in here actually early. Holy. What's up, J-Tech? Not only did I get my... Oh, did I respond to that? I saw you killed your great one. But you also eclipsed 300 diamonds. Eclipsed. Nicely done. Congrats, man. I think you commented maybe on my video, and I can't remember if I responded to it or not. It was fully dark in my house about 10-ish minutes ago. I think... So I was just talking to Bottom Boy about it before I went live. I'm pretty sure we're in the 90-some% totality path. Oh, good. I don't have my tents. But from what he was able to understand, we're likely still going to be, like, a decent percentage of normal sunlight, so I'm not sure how much we'll actually get to see. It's like sunset, exactly, except the sunset's 360 degrees and not west. Oh, that makes sense. Well, I'll be watching out the window and we'll see what happens. I don't know technically what time, like, you know, down to the minute or whatever, we're supposed to have everything here, but I say if we get a diamond during the stream, it counts. What's up, Loungefly? Cloudy red? Yeah, that's certainly not helping the whole eclipse viewing thing here. Killed a piebald and a troll moose? Well, at least the piebald's a plus. Also, I made all my guns, like, starry sky thing. Maximum energies out there to the cosmos to give us big males. The eclipse is happening here. The sun totally hasn't set. Yeah, it's definitely not 8 p.m. for you. I'm actually unsure. Yeah, you're 5 hours. What's up, Julia? Day's been pretty good. Working on a hopefully fun video for tomorrow, and I'm in the process of starting to prep content for our little Kentucky turkey hunt. Killed a piebald silver moose earlier. Not too bad. Here in Cali, and I can't see anything. Eclipse was nice, but might have stared at it too long. That's what we're looking for. When I was sort of inadvertently looking into it, more so like scrolling about things related to it and then saw a post come up about it, I read that like you can look at it and it doesn't hurt your eyes, but the problem is there's still enough like it was either ultraviolet or infrared or something that it can damage your eyes, which makes it kind of more terrifying that like it doesn't hurt your eyes to look, but it can damage your eyes. Where's all of our bears? How weird. What's up, Brennan? A pizza ellipse. I look before leaving work, look like an eyeball. Nice. Boy, we're gonna have a hard time killing a diamond bear. It's a good thing we got our great one. Where are they? Unless there's still, like, there's a bunch still showing up in nighttime zones. Still sore from 4+ hours of chainsawing and then another 2 hours of cleanup on a food plot. Yeah, an hour or two running a chainsaw, my arms feel like jelly for a day. Just tried to catch a fish during the eclipse. Unfortunately, my phone almost died. Like, phone almost fell in the water? Am I reading that right? You get like a type of sunburn on your retinas? Like, that actually sounds terrible. I'm safe inside and my blue light blasting into my eyes instead. It'll be fine. You know, pretty soon we're gonna stop hunting bears because I don't know where they are. We got one. Did that work? Assuming it's happening right now, clouds aren't helping. The video Bottom Boy sent me, I think it was 257. I would say it was, I don't know, 75 to 80% covered, and I'd imagine he's a little ahead of us, so we gotta be close. I actually cringed hearing sunburn on your retinas. So I'm grinding black bears now. Are they like center of the map and left half? So I don't know if you can just immediately go to this, but literally like all the lakes and settlers end except for this one, and this tiny one to be honest. And then these ones down here, that's all I bothered with. Again, maybe you need to shoot bears at other lakes first, I don't know, but when I came back to the grind, whatever, early January, basically, I started shooting bears just in those spots because that's what Kyla told me to do, and it worked pretty good. So if it were me, I would start off there, and if you're having trouble like getting consistent bears, you might need to check other spots. Is it okay on level 40 and still don't want / have a great one? Yeah, honestly, I would say that's kind of the, not like, I don't want this to sound like there's a right way to play the game or whatever, but I think it's the best way to experience the game is to not just dive into grinding for a great one straight away. I think it's a really good thing to learn how to play the game beyond just grinding. A pretty common thing you see now is like the first thing someone wants to do when they get Call of the Wild is start a great one grind. And I think you can learn so much about the game that really can even help you on grinds if you want to play that way. By hunting normally first. Like there's so many mechanics and stuff this game has that you gotta get out there and experience them. So really, yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it at all. Hey, Culligan man. There's the thin layer of clouds here, and it makes it easier to see the eclipse with sunglasses. Oh, nice. I wouldn't describe our cloud layer as thin right now, which is unfortunate. I can definitely tell, like, it feels like it's getting dark now. Like, if I didn't know what time it was, I would think it's gonna be dark in an hour. Do you like the new DLC? The high caliber pack? I quite like the 300 AR. I don't mess with the 4570 or 10 gauge that much, but they're good guns. I like the 4570, it's hard to find a loadout where it makes like a ton of sense to use it. I knew that little tree was gonna eat our bullet. Or branch even. What's going on, Owen? Hey, Dip 30. I never got a mellow blocktail, by the way. Not a one. You ain't finding a diamond? At this rate, you're probably right. But I don't know what's on our SRP like. Other than bears, as far as single player goes, we've maybe hunted like once or twice since the bear grind, so we'll see. What do you think the next map will be? We've had discussions about this like in recent days, because obviously we've been told, I think Jaxy said on his stream, the next DLC to come to the Hunter Call of the Wild will be a map DLC, which everybody's been waiting for a new map since last summer, so obviously there's a reason that everybody's talking about it. When I look at the world map that we have in Call of the Wild now, like the map switch screen, and I look at like where do we not have anything yet, because that's the way that I used to try to figure out like what might they do. When I look at it, it seems like we know that Africa's out. We've already been told we're not getting an Africa map. Like Asia, Mongolia, something like that could make sense. Maybe another South America map though? Like Northern South America? That's kind of an oxymoron in a way, but yeah, I just don't know. I feel like I usually have a better sense of what they might do next. But back in the day, they used to kind of do one North America map, one elsewhere. Then the next year, another North America map, another one elsewhere. They haven't done that for a couple of years now, like a couple of map cycles, let's say. So I have no clue. Need another map with Blackbuck? Blackbuck could be interesting. I don't know what it is about them. I don't know if it's because they made diamonds so much back in the day. I don't know if it's because they're just not that big. Like, I think they're really cool. But for whatever reason, they're just not as fun to hunt. Maybe it's because they drink at night now. If they had the daylight drink zones like they used to, that could be better. Rebelling against mowing my grass? I wanted to get mine mowed before I go to Kentucky. It's not gonna get done. Maybe when I get back. Ah, what? Who needs to work a bolt anyway? Such big males, that's all we have. I only look at the Eclipse through a welding helmet and my eyes still hurt? I would have thought that would have been enough, but I'm no expert. How long did you look at it? Hello. You watching the Eclipse? I'll come watch with you. Emerald Coast, is it good? It's a fun map. I feel like it's missing something, but I generally enjoyed hunting there. Gotta mow the cemetery today. How long is that? Jeez. I guess you didn't want to Eclipse viewing partner. My bad. How long does that take? Are you gonna be able to like sort of watch the full thing? Ooh, it's really getting dark. Be great if we could kill a diamond now. Though we've gone to all of our bear spots already, and no such bears, so I guess we'll just head down here and see what happens. A while? It sounds as if it might have been a while. What's going on, Joe? Unpopular opinion, Parque Fernando sucks. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, to be honest, because anytime I do a Parque video or stream, like, it always gets less viewers than most other maps. Now, personally, I kind of like Parque, but maybe you might be right. It might be the fact that, like, there's water buffalo there, and I kind of like hunting them. It's a good map for red deer and mule deer, but you can hunt mule deer in huge numbers on Rancho and even SRP now. Red deer are everywhere. Yeah, it's probably nostalgia that makes me like it more than anything. Loading helmet work for me? I never even thought of that. Too many max weight animals, too many trolls. I'm fine with the trolls, but the max weight animals, you definitely have a great point there. It's one of my favorite things. Like, I'll give you a spoiler, Mississippi gator hunt tomorrow. The video is not done being recorded, so I can't even tell you what's going to be in it, because I got to go back and record the second half after the stream. But one of my favorite things is, like, running around, like, hey, I'm going between lakes, I'm checking gator spots. Ooh, max weight gray fox track, let's go see what that is. It's kind of pointless to do that on Emerald Coast, because everything other than, basically, red fox, they're all max weight. So why bother? I never behave, Griff. The Eclipse was disappointing in text that's cloudy. I feel like, I don't know how well you can see anything actually up in the sky right now, but I can definitely tell that it's getting darker here, which is at least cool. Guess that pronghorn's gonna get to survive, so that is most unfortunate. We'll just scoot up to here. Hope for the best. Dwayne, thank you so much for the super chat, man. That is really, really kind of you. I really like your stuff. Thanks for all you do. My pleasure, and thank you for the support. I've said it many times. If not for you guys watching the videos and the streams and everything, I would just be a weirdo talking into my mic, talking to pixels. So it is much appreciated. Thank you again, man. Other unpopular opinion, Hirschfeld and Leighton Lakes is good. See, I agree with that one totally. I used to hate Hirschfeld, but sometime between... I'm going to say sometime between my first Great One grind for whitetail and maybe the red deer grind, because there was a good like year and a half in there between Great Ones being released, I kind of got like bored of playing Call of the Wild the normal way, like what we're doing right now. I think the thrill of getting the Great One whitetail and everything, it just made me like impatient with normal stuff because it wasn't as thrilling. After that though, I don't really know when, I came to really appreciate like maps like Hirschfeld and Mississippi Acres, New England Mountains that do require patience. Because when you succeed on a map like that, you spend, say, 3 hours. I do it in multiplayer because the unknown aspect. When you spend 3 hours on the same New England Mountain server, and you run around and you can't find anything for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and then at the end of it you find, like, who knows, a big diamond black bear or something like that. Maybe the diamond bobcat that we finally got. That's like as rewarding as a Great One grind, but you're actually hunting instead of sort of grinding. So if you like the side of things where you're, you know, actually hunting in a hunting game as opposed to sort of rolling dice over and over, and I'm not trying to say anything about grinding. I like to actually hunt in the game. There's that part of it that is as rewarding. Feels like there's a faint, dark filter on your eyes. Are you wearing sunglasses? Ooh, really dark. I hear Kyla coming in, so it must be happening. Did my eye frying for the day? I'm back. Did it get pretty dark for you? Remember how you told me to try and get a diamond caribou? I do. Might have been on Twitch, right? Panic cleaning the house right now because my long distance partner is doing a visit I couldn't prepare for. The stream is much needed. Hopefully I can help alleviate some of the stress. What's it looking like out there?
Pretty dark. Pretty cloudy.
Pretty dark, I can see.
I got to see it though for half a second before the clouds took over.
Got to see it for half a second. It was so worth it. What's up, Johnny? Did you get any pictures or anything? Yeah, I figured. What's the longest you've been on without seeing an animal? I've had a few. So there's this bug that happens really rarely, and I don't know if it's in the game anymore. Actually, there's two different instances here. There's one bug, and I believe it maybe was only Hirschfelden. Oh, you can't shoot those with a 303 anymore. Whoops. Anyway. People's maps would actually not spawn animals, and I was on maybe 2 multiplayer servers that just legit didn't have animals on them. Yeah, I remember your map having it in single player. So after... Huh? No, I'm saying, like, your own map. After like 20 or 30 minutes, usually I'm like, oh, something's wrong here, and I leave. There was also a thing where you would effectively get kicked from a multiplayer server, but it wouldn't tell you that you failed to synchronize or whatever. So all the animals would disappear, and you could just run around forever and find nothing. So yeah, 30, 40 minutes, and then usually I would be like, oh, something's wrong. What's up, Mr. Limes? Not able to see the eclipse because it's not happening here where I live. Well, that certainly would make it difficult. Officially, like, full eclipse. Yeah, it feels like dusk. Colorado Ridge, thank you for becoming a Shusty. I think that alert should work. As you're a new Shusty, we'll see, but either way, thank you so much. Make sure you join the Discord, link up your YouTube, get the member roll, take advantage of that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis in chat. Also, if you didn't know, early access to all the videos I release. So typically the videos drop at 5 p.m. Eastern for normal release time. Channel members get to see them. It's usually like around noon, sometimes before. Do you reckon there's people that have flown to the US just to see it? From what I understand, so Erie, PA, which is 3 hours from us or so, I believe they're in the path of totality. They were expecting something like 250,000 people. So surely, whether it's in Erie or not, or like one of the other places along the path of totality, surely there are people who have flown in. 100%. What's up, Darth? What have I missed? Not too much yet. We jumped around, shot a bunch of black bears. No big ones. So now we're on to some of the other areas of SRP. I gotta imagine there's something good on this map somewhere. Now, whether or not we find it today and end up getting a diamond during the eclipse is entirely up in the air, but I feel like now would be the ideal time. It certainly seems to be close to the sort of peak. Hello. You guys know where any diamonds are? No? You don't even have a mail with you. You know, we should check. Somebody told me Bison even drink over here, but I want to go to this spot, and we'll just go all the way down through during Bison drink time, because I don't know if we've gone here on my own map. A lot of people there then? Yeah, like, those areas, for the last couple of weeks, there's been recommendations like, hey, if you live there, stock up on groceries and stuff, because so many people are flocking to the area. When's Bison drink time on this map? I think it's 8. Yeah, there was concern about, like, shortages and stuff. Did you play Classic earlier today? Not today. Not that I'm burnt out on it, per se, but the last, 4 or 5 days was pretty much any free time I had. Just spent chasing those blocktails, mostly for that Minecraft video that we had yesterday. And then also just trying to get a Mela. Did you see the Airbnb booking map? Yeah, where it was like along the path of totality, every single Airbnb was like fully booked or whatever. I did indeed. Bison drink at the 3 Northeast Lakes. So I'm not 100% sure if I've gone there on my own map. I do know they drink there, and I go there in multiplayer. I'm guessing I've checked there on my map, but I could be wrong. Your last Classic video was crazy. I had a really fun time making that. There were frustrating moments for sure trying to find enough blocktail for it, and I never did get the mellow, which sucks. But it was so much, like, I kept on... The first thing was, the villager, where he was standing... Well, I don't want to spoil the entire video for those who haven't seen it, but there's little Minecraft memes all throughout the video. So it started with that, and then I came up with another idea, and then while looking up, you know, footage I can use for that, I stumbled upon another thing, like, oh, I have to incorporate that, and it just kept on getting more and more complicated. Thank you, Griff. What do you think the next classic event's gonna be? Let's see. No Easter event. What, are you barking at the Eclipse? Summer Fiesta's not till August. I mean, there's probably, you know, something like Pancake Day that they did that's going to be... Most people might not be aware that it exists. I'm sure they'll do another event, though, in the next month-ish. What's the craziest thing that happened while filming? Are we talking about in-game or filming, like, real-life hunts? Multiplayer always full of surprises. Yeah, whether it's, you know... cool kills, we've had many of those over the years. Sometimes it's random people doing insane things, chasing you around. What did I have earlier? Oh, 2 people. It seemed like they were just killing everything. But they were, I don't know why. They had to run exactly towards where I was to go and shoot everything, and it just sounded like a war was going on. April Fool's next year, a Blocktail Great One. For Call of the Wild, I'm assuming? I don't know why. The first thing I thought of was Classic, and I couldn't figure out how they do that. They look like a large female. They should do something in Call of the Wild. I've never quite understood why they don't. Whoop. I don't know if we brain shot him or what, but he turned right into that. The craziest thing I've always found, like, Classic does all the events. They're right on their banner. The most realistic hunting game ever made, or something like that. We have, you know, blocktail deer, we have werewolves, we have, you know, all the different Halloween things. We've had robits, which is sort of like a jackalope sort of thing. All I'm saying is, they're both made by EW. So it's reasonable, I think, to say that Call of the Wild is their less realistic game. But we never get, like, cool things for events like that. Do you have the 300 AR? I have it, but I don't have it on me because the customization for the AR is sort of less than what you can do with the 300 bolt, and I wanted to make all my guns sort of Galaxy Star themed today. Never understood no events. The only thing I can think of is because Classic's entirely like an online game, I know for sure they can change some things without updates, and the updates they get, I mean, the one to take blocktails out of the game, I believe was 12 kilobytes, which is nothing. Call of the Wild's updates are gigantic, so that could be a part of the problem. Aiden, thank you so much for the super chat. My girlfriend and I play the Hunter together and love your videos. She's definitely the better player, but don't tell her that. Don't worry, mine's too. See, I complimented you, and then you complimented yourself. You didn't need to do that.
Hey, I never compliment myself. So, it's 1-1.
The events Call of the Wild does are meh. So they did one good Halloween event their first year. Other than that, it's like the Hunt Club beta, whatever stuff. Don't go blind. Don't worry, I'm safely inside. Oh, that's awesome, Shio. What's the rarest thing you found in Call of the Wild in your opinion? I think it's probably the piebald diamond gray fox. It's so hard to know, like, truly, you know, what is the most unlikely spawn, for instance. We've had a number of super rares, but best I can tell, I mean, I have one other rare gray fox, period. It's a albino female. I've got a couple of diamond gray fox, like they do make diamond a little more frequently than, say, it seems diamond red fox. Yeah, I think that's gotta be it, but I really don't know. My great one whitetail when I got it, there were some serious issues with great ones. Like if you got a great one within your render, so like you spot it, level 10 fabled, if you went beyond render distance, which is about 400 meters, it would become an overweight level 3. And I nearly did that twice. It ran away from me. I fast traveled ahead of it to try to, and I didn't know this was a bug. It just happened. I got really lucky. I fast traveled ahead of it to try to cut it off and kill it. And then it turned around and went back. And I was tracking it along. And then I fast traveled back around it again. Like, I went back and looked after the fact, like 380 meters or something. Like, I was really close to completely ruining just the mere fact that it was a great one. So you could make the argument that it's that too. Griff, thank you for becoming a Shusty, by the way. Why are those not coming up today? Normally new Shusties show up.
I see it.
Yeah, but it should make an alert, I mean.
Make an alert on mobile.
Good. No, like on screen. The super chat ones are working, so it's not as if the alerts aren't working. Nothing yet, Camden. Can you give me a diamond to go after? How about... I mean, I mentioned Gray Fox a minute ago. They're kind of a cool one. How about that? What do you think about a Gemsbuck Great One? Personally, they're one of my favorite animals in the game, and I think they can make some cool concepts. I'm not sure what kind of variety they could potentially do with horns, but the different furs they have definitely gives some potential cool things. Hey, Griff, just you being here watching and being active in chat is more than I could ever ask for, so I certainly appreciate it, man. Kinda want more lodges. More lodges would be fantastic. I want, like... I want to check. Did I have the drink time right? 8 to 12? Yeah. I want the aesthetics of the Leighton Trophy Cabin, the size of Saseka Safari, but then 2 levels like Spring Creek Manor. So just combine all 3 and it's the perfect lodge. Want a Rocky Elk Great One. As long as they redo the models for the elk, in order to make the Great One, which they typically do, I'd be all over that. I like the Rocky Mountain Elk a lot, but they look stupid. Are the Great Foxes hard to get? I mean, I would say there's far worse things. They have a drink time at 1,700 to 2,000 hours, I believe. I would start around 1,800 because they're a little slow. Obviously, a small animal, they don't cover a lot of ground that quickly. Yeah, make it 1,800. Whether you want to choose New England Mountains or Mississippi Acres, you should be able to find quite a few. If you go to Mississippi, the southeast side, like, there's a bunch of lakes down here. I would check that out. A $10 lodge DLC with a completely customizable lodge where you can choose shapes, size, plaques, and locations. I'm sure that's a lot of data they would have to, like, save. You know, each plaque location and all that sort of stuff. That may be a problem. And did you mention you can customize which map the lodge is on? Can we also add into that, customize the terrain of full body platforms? Again, like, it adds a lot of additional data they need to keep track of. Holy! What are you guys all doing here? Came to watch the eclipse, man. Pretty nice. Anyway, it just feels like something that'd be worth their time to do, though. Mississippi underrated? You know, it got a bad rap for a number of reasons, and I think you can make the argument like it is certainly not the best map they've ever released. But I enjoy going there. We streamed it, I think that's what we did last Friday on Twitch. Well, I hosted multiplayer, actually. We ended up killing a piebald again, that still wasn't a gold. Level 6, I think, 360 something? 366, he was 12 shy, naturally. And then our biggest diamond. Normal Flantro antics. If only I could be certain that Bison sounded like an old man. Do you recommend Emerald Coast? What I would do, like, really my recommendation with any map, if you didn't know this, you can play any map you don't own in multiplayer. So go to multiplayer, try it out. If you like it, certainly a reason to potentially buy it. If you don't like it as much, just hunt it in multiplayer when you get the chance. I'm thinking admin we're either just past it or it's like just happening right now. I don't see it getting any darker than it's been for the last, say, 10 minutes. Where blood? Their blood. Sound like the moose from Brother Bear? Oh boy, it's been so long since I've seen that. I kind of vaguely remember the voices being like that, but it has been a while. Nothing better than a random Mela at night? Yeah, the ones that you just completely don't expect. I always wonder though, like, how many times have I actually spotted a Mela, like, hunting at night? For instance, wild boar on Hirschfeld, and I did that in a recent trophy cabin hunt. Ended up killing a troll, by the way. But, yeah, did I spot a melanistic boar and not know it? Certainly could have happened. I really enjoy Mississippi, and it's got one of the best music in my opinion. I don't think I've ever heard the music there. I have just music off because it would clash with like my video music and stream music and stuff. Most of the maps I've actually never heard it. Yeah, Sable, there's so many that don't make any sense. The thing that bugs me is, what would it be? Bantang. Maybe elk, but I think elk are okay. There's a couple of like... Oh, red deer? There's a couple of species that only go on those biggest plaques. And they don't fill out the plaque well enough to make it worth it. Like, they should be able to go on one size smaller. I'm okay with being able to put things on a bigger plaque than, you know, the minimum. But I hate when, you know, I put a bantang on one of those biggest plaques, and 80% of the plaque is still visible. It's like, is this even... It just doesn't look right. Did you watch the eclipse? I can't actually see the sun itself, but I'm just watching out the window to see how dark it gets. Took a pic through the glasses my company provided. Nice. I think my eyes got roasted like a turkey. I was much more excited because I thought you were saying you got your eyes on a roasted turkey, as if you had put one to roost to hunt tomorrow. Got so dark. Are you like in the path of totality? I never even looked into it, but I was told we're at like 95-ish% or something. So it got decently dark. Ohio? Okay. I videoed it and it didn't hurt my phone cam at all. Well, that's a plus. How's turkey season going? Doesn't open in PA for like basically a full month. It's May 4th, however that ends up equating. We are going to Kentucky for a short little weekend hunt though, so that'll be fun. In Ohio it looked like dusk. That's about what it was here. I'd say we're even a little bit brighter than that now, so maybe it's starting to go, you know, back past. Just finished the eclipse in Illinois. Nice. We have all the zones. So I'm assuming at some point we did at least try to... Oh, you know, when True Axe Bison came out, we killed a leucistic. So we've definitely been through here. I bet we've been to these lakes then, but we'll still check. You start the 16th of March or the 27th of April? Yours is over before mine starts? What state are you in? Turkey season opens this Saturday. Nice. Do you like hunting in real life? I would say it's my passion, in fact. That's why I got into games like Call of the Wild, Classic, Way the Hunter. Still hunting for a leucistic eastern turkey. They're one of my favorites. We got one in single player. It was just stupid luck. Like, literally running along and he was stuck right in front of me. And I just reacted and shot him. Saw the trout army out this weekend. Yeah, I haven't even fished in my creek yet. Maybe tonight. It's really nice out. I gotta worry about prepping content, but typically after a stream I need a good hour or so to let my voice kind of rest. So maybe I'll go wet a line or 12. Should do a Caleb with Kendall Gray. I just don't think Caleb would like that. Level 9 hater. Eclipse duck for the eclipse? Oh, that would have been a cool idea. If only I had such forward-thinking brain. Killed my first turkey of the year yesterday. There you go. Oh, Florida. I almost missed that. I'm surprised you guys' season's that short. And is there a difference between Easterns and Osceolas for your season? Not gonna lie, 5 out of 12 eclipse. It's getting bright here. I mean, I didn't get to see the actual sun or anything, but
It wasn't the
the clouds, yeah, according to Kyla, didn't make it good. What's your favorite dinosaur? You better not say T-Rex. What's my favorite dinosaur? Maybe Spinosaurus, that's a good one. I'm trying to think through, what was that, Jurassic World Alive or whatever? Maybe, I should say Ankylosaurus because, yeah. Well, if you spell it, I believe the correct spelling, literally it's spelled Kyla in there. Compies? I'm not even going to try to say it, but trying to get a turkey with my bow, IRL? You are braver than I. The day that I get good enough at turkey hunting to, you know, fairly reliably get one every year with the shotguns is when I'm going to start taking the bow out. Indominus Rex? I think that's one of the cooler ones from the movies anyway. I assume that's not technically like a real thing. Shark Tooth Lizard? The 7-yard shark? No bison up here? I'm kind of not sure where a bunch of my animals on SRP are right now. What's up, Nuclear? Have you played the new Call of Duty? I have not. The Eclipse by you is insane? I wouldn't. I'm just looking out the window. I wouldn't rate ours as insane, unfortunately.
I was watching NASA's stream on
Where did NASA stream? On like,
Twitch.
no way. NASA has a Twitch? Wild.
3,000 people watching right now.
I wonder if Amazon like paid them to have a Twitch channel.
Probably.
I just thought of that. That would make a lot of sense. What's your favorite shotgun? Oh god, in real life? Whew, that is a great question. I mean, my favorite individual shotgun, my grandfather on my dad's side had an old Remington Model 1100. Now, I think, and I always get it confused, I think the same model of shotgun now is called 1187, but it might have used to have been an 1187 and now it's 1100. Either way, I killed my second turkey with that one. I took it rabbit hunting this year, killed a rabbit with it. I've shot a number of animals with it. So that like specific gun's my favorite, but as far as a particular model or anything, I don't know that I have a certain one. I like the blind dino. Do you think he saw us? Nice. Hey Rizzlers, I appreciate you, man. Several thousand hours into Ark. Do you have the biggest of males though? Dino map? I still think they should just take the concept of the Hunter Primal. They have, well, it was an Avalanche Studios game, not Expansive Worlds, but Second Extinction had some like dino models and stuff. They have some of the assets they could maybe use. Well, yeah, but if they just use the model and redo the skins, should be fine. Like they have a starting point anyway, and then maybe use Emerald Coast vegetation and stuff. Primal is such a cool game, but it's only got 5 dinos in it, and as much like I kind of want to go back and play it sometimes because it's the best dino hunting game I've ever found. Go figure, used with the Classics engine and everything, but it is very limited in what experiences you can have in it. I just continue to hope they'll do one and like imagine this realistic a world. And then just having dinos attack you, it'd be really cool. What's up, King Patriot? Excited about the solar eclipse today? I think it's coming by eventually sometime today. How about you and PA? I'd say we're just on sort of the back half of it. It got pretty dark, like dusk levels of dark, and now it's starting to brighten back up again. What's up, Sebastian? First map I should get in Call the Wild. Yeah, Te Awaroa is really beginner friendly. What I always recommend though, you can play any map, whether you own it or not, by going into multiplayer. So try them out, see which ones you like. If there's one you're particularly interested in hunting more, I'd buy that one. From Reading, PA, nice. You're not too far away. Our bison population's pathetic. It's really bad. One more lake. No, this is the last lake. Alright, we're gonna start going to other places then and try to get something out of this. I think this is where our leucistic was. Have you ever gone to Africa in real life? I have not. Hey, Gunhub. Did I miss Danny coming in here? No, you said 5 out of 12 Eclipse. Bison grind. You know, I'd like to replace all my Legacy Horns rares. I put 2 True-Axe diamonds in place of a couple of them. We have a big Mela that we killed on this map. I'm pretty sure with like a 10 gauge shotgun with a heart shot. It was kind of cool. And then we had like a couple decent albinos, couple decent leucistics. I'd love to have like True-Axe versions of those. You know, gold rares. Do I want to grind for them? Probably not. Can Def confirm drinking and playing the angler makes it a lot more fun, especially with friends? Generally speaking, like, I just think streaming makes it more fun. But playing with friends, like, you know, all fishing in the same location, it is much more enjoyable that way. The Hollow Ground, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you hope that the next map is like the first map from Alaskan Adventures, I think you're talking about? Muskox, polar bear, Arctic foxes? That would be amazing. Like, I'm unsure if it would, like, trigger the nostalgia vibes. Like, I think it might have to be that game for the nostalgia side of it. But the species. I'll tell you one thing that I learned. I did a classic video, I don't even know how long ago, really. That's a big female. Just gonna kill that. Probably 2 months ago. And I killed my biggest polar bear ever in classic. That video did extremely well compared to other classic videos, and what that told me with the polar bear and the thumbnail and stuff is that Call of the Wild players had more interest in seeing that polar bear, maybe thought it was cool that classic had him. So I really want muskox anyway. I want a Greenland map. Might as well throw polar bears into the mix. I think that could be really, really neat. Redo caribou, 169 gold for a female, not bad. I was on maybe when I streamed it? No, when I did that grizzly hunt for Saturday's video. I was on that map, and I was picking up caribou tracks, and I was looking at the caribou icon, and like, without being on Yukon, just the frames of the antlers, you see that like curvature in the beams that we just don't have. Like, I want them to redo them and make them as big as they could be. So, to answer your question, I would love if they do that. If they did that, I don't know if they will, but I'd be all over it. Big Game Hunter 2012? Yeah, I think. So there was Dangerous Hunts was 2011. I'm pretty sure I played A Cabela's game from 2012. I thought it was Dangerous Hunts, but it maybe was Big Game Hunter. Deer Drive was the most fun Wii hunting game ever. It was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I had that one. Where was that? No. Wasn't there a Max Estimate 4? Am I losing my mind? It might have been that one. Well, he gets the dead. Old Cabela's games were so fun. They used to be, I think, a decent combo of like... They were never open world necessarily, other than Pro Hunts was a little bit. But it was enough sort of open world exploration and stuff. And then sort of shooting gallery-ish, you know, attacks from dangerous animals and stuff. Their last couple, maybe from Dangerous Hunts 2011, those started to get a bit much. Just, you know, they were just a shooting gallery, essentially. No more Raptor Kaylee to worry about attacking me? You didn't enjoy that? After the 500th time, you weren't bored of it? The caribou in both Call of the Wild and Way the Hunter don't look that great. They look tiny in comparison. So Way the Hunter, I think they got the frames right, but they aren't big enough. I agree with you there. They should be bigger. The OG Big Game Hunter, Is that the one that I did the April Fool's video on last year? I don't know if that was 98 or 99. Are there benefits to buying the maps if you can play them in multiplayer for free? Well, so, obviously, I should have said this, but it just takes longer to explain it. The thing you can't do in multiplayer is, let's say, like, I own all the map DLCs, right? So let's say I host Silver Ridge Peaks, and 7 other people join because the max amount is 8. None of them own the DLC. If I leave that game, the server will shut down in 15 minutes. So there has to be someone when in multiplayer that owns the map to keep the server open. For the most part, that's not a big issue you're going to run into, but it will happen sometimes that, you know, maybe the host leaves and nobody else owns it. That can suck, you know, if you're tracking a potential diamond or something, and then all of a sudden the server's gone, and there's just nothing you can do about it. I don't know if you could maybe buy the DLC, you know, tab out and buy it if you found something really good. I don't know if that would work, but that's probably the biggest downside. You're not guaranteed, like, endless amount of play if you don't own it. Matthew's Bowhunter only? I don't think I had that one. I kind of wish I did. It was probably only for the Wii you talked about getting it calibrated and stuff. I was just thinking, like, I wonder if there was one for PC. Still in my quest for my first diamond, troll after troll. Getting trolled when you're trying to find your first diamond is just not cool. What map are you hunting? Nice, Lucas. I didn't have a ton, maybe like 5 or 6. Legendary Hunts is one of my favorite, though. That one was a neat game. I kind of forgot to watch which way you ran. I guess this way. Leighton Lakes? Huh. There's usually not like a ton of trolls on that map, so I'd say you've been a little bit unlucky, but if you stick with it, one of them should make it. Did they add eclipses to Call of the Wild? Not that I know of. Would be kind of neat if they did. I guess we'll go check here. Haven't been there in a while. Favorite gun in real life? Probably my deer rifle. It's a Weatherby Vanguard 7mm Mod 8. I did finally shoot a deer I had to track with it. The last doe I shot in that video like 2 weeks ago. Didn't have to track it far, but how many deer have I killed with it? My buck in 21 was my first one. And I think I shot 4, I think 7? The first 6 were all heart shots. I finally shot one that wasn't a heart shot. Ended up being back of the lungs, and it still ran 75 yards and went down, but maybe 100 yards. It's been so consistently accurate, and so, like, the knockdown power and stuff is just, I have zero intention of ever using another gun for whitetail. What do you think about adding fallow and waterfowl to Quattro? I don't know enough about, like, the area to know if fallow makes sense, but assuming they do, seems like a good thing to do. Waterfowl would be interesting. It's not a map that when I hunt it, I feel like, you know, it screams waterfowl. Like Mississippi, when you hunt that map, it feels like, yeah, there's a green-winged teal there, but it feels like you ought to be seeing more ducks and stuff. I don't get that same vibe with Quattro, but, you know, if they added some new duck species, would I hunt them? Absolutely. How big was the buck you shot? He was 180 and 6/8, gross, non-typical. He was the second biggest... Ooh, hello. Thought that was bigger than it is. He was the second biggest non-typical shot in this county ever, which was kind of cool. Off to hike to some dino tracks. Nice. I missed the first question there. First one last season, it was a 9 point. It's a good start, man. So I shot my first block when I was 10, and I went 5 point, 6 point, 7 point, 8 point, 9 point, then another 9 point, and then the big one was 14, and then back to 2 8s, I think, were the last 2 I shot. Speaking of foul, where did pizza go? Wow. Haven't got a deer yet, our populations are down? Without getting overly specific, where are you located? Shot 3 bucks in my life? as my dad always said, like, growing up, every buck is a trophy. So whether you have 1 or 3 or 100 might be a lot, but I'm sure someone out there does. Still something to be proud of. Shot one that was 139 in South Carolina. Yeah, it's a really solid one. Is Lucky North Carolina or South Carolina? Lucky shot, I think, a 156 in one of the Carolinas. It was one of the bigger ones down there, so you're in that same ballpark too? Looking for a fight. What do you think the new map DLC is? I think it's Asia. I think Asia could definitely make sense. We were looking at the thing earlier, like, this area is certainly a glaring flaw. We know it's not Africa, so ignore that. Like, maybe northern South America and Greenland. Could they do Greenland? I mean, maybe, but I'm not holding out hope it's gonna be that. Got a 13 point, there you go. Axel's in Maine, gotcha. Oh, is the population down in Ontario? I always just associate any, like, Canadian deer hunting with just tons of big males. I'm on the hunt for a basket rack buck, killed a 7-year-old spike. A 7-year-old spike is wild though, like, that's something that very few people are ever going to encounter. Brazilian rainforest? Once again, I don't know what kind of species technically would be there, but if it's new animals, I think I could accept just about anything. Guess I've been here too, because we have that zone. You watch any hunting shows? Not really. Like, I watch, Chasing November from Midwest Whitetail on YouTube. I try to keep up with their Chasing Red series. I watch some of the Hunting Public stuff, but as far as actual on-TV stuff, I don't even have cable anymore. I've got YouTube TV. I have no idea if there's anything outdoor related on it, because typically I rely on just regular YouTube for that kind of content. Whoa. So many of them were lagging a little bit. Not a big male was found. Hunting shows aren't what they used to be, especially on TV. I just think there's a couple of things to it. It's so accessible and easy now for, like, the everyman to film their own hunt, and generally speaking, like, that's why the Hunting Public does so well. It's relatable to basically every hunter out there. Like, I like watching, whether it's Drury Outdoors or, I don't know what Lukowski's, technically whatever show they're on. I like watching people that are shooting 170s, 180s every year. Like, that's awesome. But I'd be lying if I said I watched that and think, like, oh, the things they do, I can also do that. Like, some of the stuff they do translates, but a lot of it is so specific to, you know, having a bunch of land and being able to manage it perfectly and all that sort of stuff. Whereas some random guy on YouTube, Dan Infault, like I said, the Hunting Public. Who's the other guy? I just had somebody in my head. Oh, Jeff Sturgis. Guys that they live it and breathe it the same way the big shows do, but it's on a smaller scale that people can relate to. I think that's why that stuff does so well now. Okay, I guess it's time to start wandering. Should we make it elk drink time? Let's do that. Why not? I kind of forgot that's a thing. Shot 4 turkeys, that's 2 more than me. I was patterning, or trying to pattern my shotgun yesterday. If you were around last year, you'll recall my sad story of not killing a pretty nice tom the second day of spring gobblers here in PA. Honestly, I'm really not sure exactly what ultimately was the issue. For one, I thought that I misremembered how I patterned the gun because I was sick the week before and then we were in Georgia and I didn't get to do as much practicing as I wanted. Anyway, all excuses, not a good enough excuse either. Ended up whiffing on the shot. And then later I realized I didn't even have the right choke in the gun. So I went to go pattern the gun yesterday with the right choke and it was way off. Like, way off. So I switched to the same diameter choke, extra full, but the first one I had extends beyond the barrel, probably an inch and a half. Basically just gives you a tighter group for longer. that one was doing terribly. So I used an extra full choke that didn't extend beyond the barrel, and it hits much better. But I had to shoot it a bunch, and I was using, 3-inch turkey loads. I have a bruise on my shoulder, and it hurts, and I don't like it. Why did you air quote fans? Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was like...
No, someone said that.
It's just, see, I got you. Just reading it, I thought it was off, but if there was a reason. Which bow and clash could I buy? Obviously, the Flinter bow is objectively the best bow in the game. No, if you don't own any bow, get the snake bite. I would have... Thanks, Clark. I would have had the Flinter skin on the snake bite if I could have. That was not an option. The snake bite's the oldest bow in the game. I think it came out on release. They didn't have like a high quality model or whatever, like they did with the other bows, so thus it's on the Parker. Shot 150 inch 9-point, dude, nice. For a 9, 150 is huge. Patterning a shotgun sounds dumb, but I think it's necessary. My shotgun pattern's a foot low at 40. Yeah, you gotta do it at all the different ranges, and you have to, like, you gotta be consistent with the ammo choices and stuff you use. Like I said, I mean, let's pretend, I need something large. Let's pretend this tree is my target. So, if I shoot this, does it stay? No, it doesn't. Alright, we'll pretend this area is like the bullseye, this darker area. It was patterning down here with the first choke. Like, it was off by a lot at 20 yards. The other choke, it's a tiny bit left, but there were still like 30 plus pellets in the turkey target's head. Like, definitely lethal hits. So I'm way better off with that. And it's so funny because you think of a shotgun as like probably the most forgiving weapon ever. Even at 20 yards, if you're off by a foot, at least in the right direction, you'll still hit the thing. But yet, you gotta really practice with them and know what they're doing and know what to expect, because even with such a large hit area, especially something as tough as a turkey, just clipping them with 1 or 2, it's not necessarily enough. I'm assuming not recently major, because I'm pretty sure they're out of the game now. What's up, Jamie? Nothing special thus far. Really nothing even like that interesting. I don't even know why I'm running up this road. There's mountain goats around here. Like, I kind of don't want to fast travel, but it just takes forever. No forgiveness in the turkey woods. Is it, well, I don't know what, it's like, it's not Occam's razor, but it's one of them type of things. Whatever the saying is, that whatever can go wrong will go wrong. Like, I feel like turkey hunting maybe more than deer hunting, at least for me. Maybe because I'm less experienced at turkey hunting and just not as good at it. If I make one slight error, it just feels like the turkey hunt's over. Whereas with deer, I've gotten away with some oofs before. You know, the last doe that I shot in that video that came out a couple of weeks ago, she took a step right as I shot, happened to hit her through the back of the lungs. It certainly could have been way worse. Just always had the same choke and shells, then just send it. I mean, as long as it's hitting good at that, you don't have to worry about it. But in my case, what I had done was I originally... I'm so confused because I swear I patterned it high, but for all I know, I had that backwards now. That was a couple years ago. But I switched to a modified choke for the rabbit hunt, and then I forgot about that. So when I repatterned it for turkey season the next year, it was different, and then I went with that. And that, you know, threw me off. So now I'm using a different gun when I rabbit hunt. But either way, if you change stuff around, like, you have to know what it's doing. Got a super troll Malek gator. That is, honestly, like, as unfortunate as that is, especially something like a gator that, you know, it doesn't have diamond rack, right? They look the same. You just got to walk past it in your trophy lodge every day and be like, that was a nice mythical. Hope you get a trophy this stream. Fingers crossed. I thought it would be cool to try to kill something during the eclipse, but thus far, Silver Ridge Peaks has not been kind. What is your favorite hunting game? Is it Call of the Wild or Classic? It's a hard question to answer because I think Classic is the best hunting game ever made. Like, there's aspects to Call of the Wild that I like better, and naturally things about Classic that I like better too. Like, I think Classic's always going to have that, because that's where I got started on YouTube and stuff. It's always going to have a sort of special spot, I guess, in my rankings, but yeah, I mean, little of both. Depends on the day. I already have the snake bite, but I want another one. Should I go for the Flinter bow? I can tell you, like, it's a pretty darn good bow. So the Flinter bow is just the Parker Python reskinned with, like, my creator skin, so keep that in mind. I know the Pulsar at least was on sale quite recently. I don't know if it still is. What else? Any of the, like, the reverse draw crossbows are really good. Kind of up to preference, but yeah, I mean, biased or not, the Parker Python, regardless of what skin you use, Flinter or otherwise, is a really good bow. Caught Goldstein and the Legendary Burbot in Norway on the Angler. Gonna try to get the Spain Legendary next. So I did I catch, no. How did that work? I caught Goldstein Thursday. I spent like 2 hours trying to catch him, finally got him. And then Friday on stream, I caught the Burbot, that took me like an hour. And then I went and caught Alejandro in like 10 minutes. Maybe not even. So hopefully that one goes well for you. Way the Hunter or Classic? I like Way the Hunter a lot, but definitely Classic. The thing that hurts Way the Hunter the most is kind of what makes it good. Like, the genetics and the management and stuff, as fun as that is, and I really enjoy trying to, like, you know, make my herds as good as possible and produce as many trophies as possible. Had a couple of super rare, I guess, you know, use the same term, 5-star rares from that management. What hurts it, though, is, you know, you maybe have, like, really good, if Call of the Wild or Way the Hunter, really good mule deer genes here, really good mountain goat genes here. You start to ignore all the other areas, and you just sort of find yourself, I don't want to say spamming the same areas, but sort of, like, spam checking the same spots. Like, do we have a 5-star yet? No. Alright, kill that 1-star mature. Go back again the next day, or go and check another spot that you've already been to 12 times. Like, that's what kind of sucks. Shot it right in the spine. True Call of the Wild player. Got trolled by a Plains Bison? I swear, they troll way worse since they got True Rax. Yeah, getting sunny again.
Well, the stream's over, so. And then we're doing like every kid stuff or whatever.
My stream's actually more important than NASA's stream, but I appreciate the shout out.
Right.
Where did that go? Got a 12 Red Fox on EC, then got a Gold Albino Sandbar and a Diamond Croc. The Fox 12 is a thing indeed. It just has to be. It's as simple as that. What I appreciate about Way the Hunter is that their devs are transparent with info like roadmap. That, and like, I really like what they did with the encyclopedia. They tried to explain how the game works and stuff for you to be able to take the time to read it. And instead of stuff like, I like, there has to be a degree of mystery and, like, you know, unknown, I guess. But I appreciate that they didn't, like, hide, I guess. Whoa, that's a big 4. Jeez. Thought that was a 5. They didn't hide a bunch of stuff necessarily. Are you gonna just, like, walk around in circles? Because I'm definitely gonna shoot you if you're doing that. So that's got, like, a slight chance of being a diamond. They suck to track. I probably should have just shot it. He's still going across there. Maybe we can catch him up with the road? Feels doable. Live in southern Missouri, and it went straight through here. Will it do it for you? It already has, but yeah. Oh, he's already... Wow. We were something in the 90% totality. Bought the 308 rifle for some days ago. Whether or not you knew this, they buffed that gun, I don't know, 2 years ago or something, and it's really good now. It used to just be alright, but the 308's a fantastic choice. Can I please play with you on Call of the Wild on PC? I am pretty consistently in multiplayer. A lot of times when I record and stuff, I run into viewers and, you know, people from the community. So if you're in multiplayer, there's a decent chance we'll run into each other. They should add mountain goats to Quattro. I don't think Spain has mountain goats. I imagine I would know if they did. What species do you hope gets the next great one? If they're sticking with base game animals, I think Roosevelt elk. If they're willing to go beyond base game animals, I think mule deer would be my choice. Not bad. I'd love a diamond mountain goat again. It's been a while. What does Classic have better than Call of the Wild? I mean, again, this is going to be down to like personal preference and stuff. The bow hunting in Classic, I think, is just objectively better. What makes Classic so... Like, the reason that I think Classic is the best hunting game ever, essentially, as simple as this is, it's random spawns every time you fire up a server. Now, do people abuse that in Spawn Mash? Yes. But do people abuse, you know, there were people that would spam pop resets to get great ones in Call of the Wild? Like, people are going to abuse things, but base mechanics working as intended. When you start a hunting Classic, you never know what might be out there, and I guess the other part of it is, because it's random spawns and there's no zones, it incentivizes exploring the map. In theory, like, kind of something I don't like about need zones, a good example used to be mountain goats. Now, they removed their drink zones and it kind of has made them a much more rare diamond, which is neat. But back when they used to drink, there were like 6 or 8 spots that you had to check for mountain goats, and you would see every goat on the map. So it made getting diamonds and stuff kind of really simplistic, and it didn't incentivize exploring. That's the kind of stuff the Classic does really well. People abuse everything? Exactly. Yeah, Colin, he threw a chair off like a 6-story building or something, right? Nothing too crazy yet, Steve. We just killed, I don't know if you saw that, 105 mountain goat. That's about 2 shy of diamond, but he was a 4, so at least it wasn't a troll. Yeah, maybe so, Johnny. What is the best gun in Classic? Ooh, boy. The best, like, value gun? Probably the 9.3 by 74R. There are aspects of it that make it sort of not as good. It's kind of heavy, which means your weapon sway will be more. That's another one of those things that Classic has, like, the heavier guns. Ooh, another max track. Your scope's gonna do this as your lower level. Now, as you level up with it, it reduces the sway. And if you go prone and stuff, it won't be so bad. But yeah, it's got great coverage, and it's just a really good weapon. Certainly high on the list anyway. I don't know much about hunting, but I've seen someone mention something about Amish hunting law helping them in PA. Can you elaborate? I might be wrong, but I believe, at least technically, there's no difference in, like, the laws and stuff. Like, whether you're, you know, Amish or Mennonite or anything else, I believe you still have to follow the same seasons, regulations, all that kind of stuff. Now, are Amish known for not doing that? A little bit, but what are you gonna do? That might be what you're referring to. What's your opinion on 7mm Mod 8? Looking at a Ruger American Gen 2, does it shoot flat? I will say I haven't shot mine far. There's just nowhere in PA really that I need to shoot far. The furthest I've even shot at a target's 150. It's perfectly flat out to that range, but is that unique? Not really. As far as I know, it's a pretty flat shooting round, but I can't speak from experience anyway. What's up, Ian? Is it just me, or a 5-star mountain goat from Way the Hunter doesn't look much bigger than a 2 or 3-star? Yeah. Mountain goat, chamois. There's one other one that I feel like there may be a tiny, tiny difference, but it needs to be much more pronounced. You watched the eclipse? I mean, I watched out the window as it got dark. I didn't.
I watched it for you.
Apparently.
I didn't see another one until 2040 something.
You didn't see it either. There were clouds in the way.
I saw it for 2 seconds. Maybe 1. And now my head hurts, so I probably will have eye problems.
Perfect. Have you ever played Call the Wild on GeForce Now? What is that? Is that like a streaming, like the game is streamed to your system or whatever? Will be another one in 20 years? Wasn't so I'm dumb. The last one was in like 1970 or something. So how do we go 54 years once and then 20 the next time? I guess it's not like a linear path, huh? Eclipse pun? Space. I don't know. Steam pod? I also don't know what that is. You saying, Frida, like a ton of people went to Texas to watch it? Texas has a high population already, so it's actually twice. That's nuts. See, like that could be it. I probably should slow down. Am I gonna? No. I got you, Hunter. Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. I remember, I don't know if he's still around, but there was a guy in the community named Grim. I know he did, it wasn't GeForce Now, but geez, Google had one that was something like that. And he did it. He said there wasn't much input lag or anything. Any more Grandpa Flantro? Back in my day, kids didn't ask for impressions. They respected their elders. I tell you what, now they're skateboarding on the sidewalks. You can live till 2090, pizza. You'll sound like that, but, well, you know, other than saying Tuesday. It's Tuesday, Eclipse. Gotta play CSGO with the boys. None of these tracks make sense. I would bet he ran the same way as the other one that we just saw. Other two even. Hey, Mr. Bippin. Eclipse question mark? Possibly. I'm in charge of it. We'll see if we make it happen or not. What's up, Dev? See, I know what's going on, Pizza. I listen really closely. Do I have his disturb edge? What if he's a rare? That'd be cool. Not a rare. Worth a try. On your right, was he there? Slight stream delay, sadly. Have you seen all the crazy Eclipse conspiracies? I mean, I've seen stuff about like it being a symbol of the end of times or whatever kind of stuff. As if it doesn't just happen cyclically. Enjoying the stream, trying to enjoy as much time playing Call of the Wild as I can. In 11 weeks, I'm having my firstborn boy. I imagine you will certainly have less time to do, but it'll be well worth it. Congrats, man. Any albino big male great ones yet? Well, we got like 12 of them, but, you know, I don't want to brag. Can you have an initial great one on your map? So, as far as I know, not anymore. It used to definitely be a thing. But here's kind of ultimately what, like, EW hasn't said anything about it. Here's ultimately what led a bunch of us to the conclusion that they don't exist. There was a subset of the community who were killing tons of great ones, and they would, like, every day they'd post in, you know, the different discords and stuff, like, man, 15,000 kills into my great one grind. And then the next day they'd be 18,000 kills in, like, killing tons and tons of kills. And then they were killing a bunch of great ones too, like every couple of days. What kind of ultimately came out, one way or another, is that they were just spamming pop resets. And that's effectively initial spawns over and over again. One update, I think Great One Bears, they just stopped killing great ones all of a sudden. And it was like, well, clearly something has been done to make that not possible. So, like, while there's no definitive yes or no answer from EW, the fact that those people all of a sudden stopped killing great ones when they were getting them like literally every 3 days, I think that says a lot. How's life? It's not bad. Finally kind of through, I would say, officially to spring, so turkey hunting, trout fishing, all that kind of stuff is very much just around the corner. Nice, deer hunter. Hey, that's still a trophy. I don't think I have a mellow male. Pretty sure I also only have mellow females. I got one way early. I'm talking like first few months of the game existing, and then I think my last one was last year, and none in between. Like, they're pretty rare. Maybe a super rare great one. So Moose, nobody got one, but Moose had a chance of being a super rare great one effectively until they changed the furs. There's a chance that whitetail can be, like, unfortunately one of the people that was doing some less than legit things is also the person that got the albino great one whitetail on Rancho, so unsure how legitimate that spawn actually was now. In theory, it can happen. Yeah, are there any others that can actually happen? Fabled melanistic? I guess if you called them just fabled albino, fabled melanistic, it sort of limits what you can do with it. Fabled leucistic they should do, though. Like with all of them. Because leucism doesn't just mean, like, you know, basically albino but without the pink eyes. There's a bunch of different, like, forms of leucism. They should just run wild with that. Didn't say hacker ZBG, but definitely spamming pop resets and pop scanners and yeah, not good.
Lame.
I have my fingers crossed to get my first turkey ever with a bow this weekend. Hope you get one, man. We're gonna be heading down there too, so we'll see how that goes. Got a super rare feral pig. Which like rare fur? Pink or albino, I think that's the only two. Need smoke face turkeys? It like blows my mind that we don't have those. Legitimately one of the coolest things that exists in nature. I mean, I probably shouldn't continue to speculate, ZBG, but I would imagine the correlation of being found out might have something to do with that. Got a diamond black wild hog in my lodge. I still don't have one of those, and it bothers me because I killed one in Tearoa early access, which that was like peak Call of Wild too. That stream, I think we had 2,400 people in at one time. It was insane. I don't know if we killed him on stream or in a video. I think it was in a video for that particular diamond, but I love that fur variant, and I can't kill a diamond in the live game. All these years later, I still don't have one. Hunting in Kentucky for turkeys, didn't get anything though. I'm assuming that wasn't this year. You're a leucistic? I mean, have you ever seen me and leucistic in the same place at the same time? You might be onto something. Yeah, Chope, I mean, like, you know, there's a reason I didn't say names. I wasn't trying to call anybody out because it was not just him, okay? Like, there were a number of people who were pop resetting and killing a bunch of great ones and telling people they had tens of thousands of kills. I'm not here to call out names or anything. However, that was actually really good evidence for the community who eventually learned that information to be like, hey, seems like initial spawn great ones don't exist anymore because those people stopped killing great ones. Oh, youth hunt. I got you. I'm a small male. Why I ought to take your cans of beans. This game is rigged. Went on a youth guided hunt for turkey. I'm assuming didn't get anything. Live in Missouri? Is Missouri a good turkey state? Like, I know it's a good deer state. This is getting annoying. I should have just stopped. Like, that call that I said could have been him. I don't know if it was him, but he was there. Like, where actually has he gone? They're just, like, they're surprisingly fast. One might argue that I should be walking right now. But I won't do that. Not the beans! Should go on Reventuli? Honestly, not a terrible idea. Let's see. If this goat is, let's even say like a big 4, we'll stay here. Small 4 will go to Replayability. Have you ever played chess? At least not in any, like, serious way. I'm sure I played chess not knowing what I was doing. That to say, I don't even know the rules. Got an Eclipse Goldeneye. Nice. Are they the ones... So Eclipse is, like, technically, like, a molting... plumage or whatever, right? Do the males have a brown head? I can't remember. Heard a great one spawning in the sanctuary? I believe it can happen, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's completely legit. What's up, Terrell? Just got the new high caliber pack. About to grind while watching the stream. Well, hopefully you get good things, man. Like a hybrid? Okay. You had a legendary kangaroo in your sanctuary that was a troll. That's just peak Emerald Coast right there. Got a great one fallow in the sanctuary? As far as I know, like, it's just some extremely low odds thing that can happen, just like a great one spawning. Ducks have weird rares in this game. I mean, they're realistic rares, but they're certainly different than maybe some of the other games that have duck hunting. We have to encounter this thing soon. Like, we're up at the top of this mountain. At some point, we gotta be able to spot it in the distance. What about, like, right there? Pick me a map. Medved. I was on Medved, what, a couple days ago for that bear video? That was a good time. Can you kill the things from the sanctuary? No. I experimented really heavily with that because I was concerned people might try to exploit it. And I also wanted to see if, it'd be kind of funny if you could kill your, random albino kangaroo or something that might show up. So like, obviously, you try to shoot the gun and the game makes you put your gun down or says, what's unethical, invalid target is what it says. Even if you find a way to hit the animal, like I stuck arrows in the kangaroo and stuff, they don't have health, they don't have hitboxes. You literally cannot kill them no matter what. I think I found the answer. They removed the initial spawn great ones to fix the Mr. Black Great One mission bug. You might be right there, because that would make sense, huh? Wow, yep. So, I did say we'd be going to Replayability if we found exactly that. So, away we go. We'll claim it first, I guess. Do you know what max score for lions is? 50 is indeed the max. If nobody was judging you, what is the best Call of the Wild creator? If nobody was judging you? I don't think my answer would change whether or not someone was judging me. Let me jump to Replayability real quick. Who do I think is the best Call of the Wild creator? I'm trying to think of who does something like entirely unique. Oh, I don't remember that guy's name. There was a guy, and I don't think he ever had like a very big channel or anything. There was a guy that he sort of like through getting screenshots and stuff, he made videos hunting particular deer where he would, I mean, it was obviously faked for the video to make it seem realistic, but he had like trail camera images of the deer and stuff. Do you guys happen to know who I'm talking about? Kyla, obviously. I was thinking specifically YouTube videos, which he hasn't done in a while, but if we're talking streams.
More work for you if I did have more videos.
I do be making the YouTube videos. Well, editing them. Let's be honest, it's Dee Dee. I'm just happy DD's streaming again lately. I hope he keeps it up. Wait, what? Why am I first and third ZBG? Oh, Fooster. I was like, how did that happen? Nice shot, why thank you. Said Flinter twice. I was really confused when I didn't make videos anymore. Although, that is what happens. Sometimes if I like, you know, maybe I'll do a classic video on a Tuesday. There'll be comments Wednesday morning like, why did you quit Call the Wild? Jeez, man. Hasn't even been 48 hours. What's going on, Benny boy? Pooster Call the Wild videos used to be such fun to watch. He had like, and he's honestly killing it with what he's doing, so no judgment for him moving another direction, but he had a really cool style. It's like I blew his ears to the side with the absolute force of that mosing around. Well, thank you, Habda. Hope I'm saying your name correctly. Ooh. Amuse. I'm really hoping... I almost feel like we should go down there, but I've been down there a lot. I'm really hoping that we maybe find like a Diamond Cape or Kaylee or something, just because now we're here. Best rifle pack? So, it depends. If you're not a beginner, I think the high caliber pack, I mean the 300 AR is so good. It's hard to go against that. If you're newer to the game, the modern weapons pack, that is a 308 AR. Because you don't have to unlock 308 ammo, I think that's good. Even though Yukon is where you get the 300, you still have to get a high weapon score to get the ammo. So that's something to consider if it's for a new player or not. What's the best time to look for Grey Wolves on Yukon? Early, well, other than their drink zones, which is, I think, midnight to 3 a.m. I don't know for sure if they've changed that to another time. Early morning, like say 5, 6 a.m. when they're feeding, tends to be quite good. Starting on release, Call the Wild was rough. I mean, I kind of like Hazel Grouse, so we'll go over there. I've said this before. When I really got started in Call the Wild, like, one thing that was very clear. For one, it wasn't out on console initially. And two, for the time, like for 2017, you needed a pretty high-end PC to be able to run it, like, even remotely decently. And to be fair, the one even I was using wasn't necessarily the highest end, but, you know, it at least ran the game. So one of the things I was fairly committed to doing was like doing the missions and bringing people along, because I recognized like a lot of people weren't going to be able to experience it first. But once it sort of got beyond that, I didn't even really like the game that much until I sort of understood how diamonds and stuff work. We talked about Way the Hunter and their encyclopedia earlier. How they explain stuff really well. So much of Call the Wild was like completely just not understood, and that sort of made some things really challenging to, like, I guess, appreciate. I truly don't know why I ever bothered without a scope. Hey Jabbers, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate that, hope you're doing well. Did you get anything good today? We had a mountain goat that was like 2 away from diamond, that's about the best thing. And then we were tracking another one for, honestly, too long. Somebody said we should go to Reventuli, and I said, if it's a small 4, we'll do it. And wouldn't you know it, it was a small 4, so here we are. Nothing yet, Andrew. Best time for Red Fox on Hirsch. So they drink at 1700. I would probably just try drink times. They're so small, you know, not a lot of brush can just completely conceal them. If you at least go during their drink time, it's a little easier to, you know, kind of check the right spots. How much longer on the stream? In theory, 30 minutes. We might go a little bit longer just to try to get a diamond, but who knows. Reventuli Coast, typically, if we put in the time, that's not special, right? We end up getting something. 100 hours, still no diamonds? It took me about 100. I remember specifically, I didn't have a rare. I think I got one after 78 hours. It was a piebald cow elk. And then, I think later that day, I got a second piebald cow. And then that weekend, I killed an albino bull. That's still one of my favorite moments ever. I lost him for a while. I was tracking him around. The game didn't even work properly back then in a lot of ways. Like, tracks and zones and stuff were pretty buggy. But, the diamond, it was quite a while after that. I would bet I was at least 100 hours. Dark female hazel grouse are... Oh, okay. How am I going to remember that? So hybrid, right? That's a rare for hazel grouse. And then dark for females. Oop, that was way ahead. That I didn't even know. That's one thing about Call of the Wild, it's not an easy game to run. Average updated PC can do it, but even with other tabs open can be rough for the average person. Yeah, I mean, I don't have like a really high-end system right now, but I'm running on like some medium settings and stuff. Now, the fact that I'm trying to stream it and such certainly contributes to how much resources, how many resources, whatever the right word is, are being used up. But even still, it's... Again, for a game made in 2017, it's about as demanding, I guess, on your hardware as is out there. Steve, thank you for subscribing, by the way. Is that Minecraft, Steve? When you could see fur type just off the track, it was so OP, got quite a few rares that way. Was that still a thing when Replayability came out? It was, huh? I found quite a few that way too, but I never considered bringing that amazing technology to Replayability. 3060 Ti runs everything in ultra smooth for me. I've got just a regular 3060. I need to upgrade before GTA 6 comes out, because I think I'm going to stream like a full playthrough of that on Twitch. Even in the lead up to it, I'm going to probably replay GTA 5 again just for fun, also on Twitch. I need to put that little Twitch graphic thing I have in my OBS so I can promote myself. But I think I'm going to need to upgrade even for GTA 5. Like, not that this can't run it, but I think if I want to stream it and not have terrible load times and it look good and everything, probably going to need the upgrade. Imagine if the genius that came to Revenue to the Coast grabbed a shotgun. Working and lurking sounds good, K-Flow. Do you have a 300 plus moose? Never got one from the moose grind, but I killed one. Boy, I think it was either January 2020 or January 2021. I have a 300.5. GTA 6 about to be the most detailed video game ever created. I'm really curious to see, like, yeah, how detailed and stuff it is. Because I would say Red Dead 2 set quite a standard. The difference, though, the speed at which stuff has to happen. Minus mods and stuff, you can't move quickly on Red Dead. So I would think the level of detail can maybe be higher because the game it's a slower process as the draw distance, like, or as things come into draw distance. It's not happening so fast. GTA, you can go absurdly fast. So I don't know how much that impacts things. Hey, Mel. Goodness gracious, so you are alive then. That's a plus. Withdrawals still be a thing. You need to tell them to figure it out. Do you like fudge rounds? You know, it's funny you ask that because for about 3 years. Well, let me go back. Sometime in 2021, I kind of came to the realization that I probably had a gluten sensitivity that went entirely undiagnosed my entire life. So I just completely cut gluten out of my diet for like 3 years, and it absolutely helped. It's a bit of more than an inconvenience. It can be annoying, to say the least. Like, knowing that I don't have celiacs or anything, like I'm not completely allergic to it. So I decided to try essentially microdosing myself with gluten. I don't know how, like, scientific that was, but I was literally eating like 6 oyster crackers a day starting January 1st. And as of, I don't know, a month or two ago, I'm generally able to pretty much have whatever gluten I want. I think literally last night, we were talking about the turkey hunt we're doing. Aaron's coming, Bottom Boy's coming along, and Aaron brought up Little Debbie's, and I was like, oh my god, I can partake in the Little Debbie hunting snack tradition again. So I haven't had one in a long time, but I will probably have one this weekend. Is this a non-tip sickness? Jeez. Favorite food? If I gotta go super specific, it's gonna take me longer, but generally, like, anything breakfast food is my favorite. Like a good sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich, I can have that for any meal. Any day. It's certainly not typical. Nice. Steak. I like a good steak, but steak's not something I could have every day and not get tired of it. Like, after day 3, I'd be like, I need something less hearty. We could do carnivore diet and not have steak every day. That gets expensive real fast. Spam for the win? You know what's... It's spam and eggs time of year, and if you don't know what the heck I mean by that, it's because my dad is not your dad. Every time I go turkey hunting at my parents' this spring, I guarantee you when I get back, my dad's gonna be making spam and eggs. 100%. And I don't mean for him. He's like, I'll text him like, hey, heading back, and I'll be like, all right, crack like a couple eggs and slice some spam, fry it up like bacon. It is not healthy. However, I'm not gonna say no. Is bicolor rare for rock ptarmigan? No. I think for rocks, are there any rares? I don't know if there's any actual rares. For willow ptarmigan, that reddish, is it called red? That one's a rare, but I don't know for rock ptarmigan. Venison sausage is the best. We just had for dinner last night, homemade venison hot sausage. That stuff's so good. Spam was my entire childhood. Spam scares me, never tried it. You know, the thing about it is, like, maybe the presentation isn't the best, but it's really not too dissimilar from, say, like, a bunch of different type of sausages, or bologna, or hot dogs. Like, it's largely just the same stuff that maybe doesn't look quite as appetizing. What is scrapple? You like brisket? I'm gonna smoke a brisket tomorrow. Super nice out. I want to use the smoker again, so I bought a fairly smallish brisket because Kyle and I aren't gonna be able to have a monster brisket without having it as leftovers for like 4 days straight. So I'm looking forward to that. Treat meat? I've never heard of that. Will you do face cam vids? Also, Casey's breakfast pizza is buzzing. Dude, breakfast pizza is awesome. Will I do face cam vids? I mean, never say never, but I just think it's hard with Call of the Wild. Like, I don't know that it adds a lot to the video, and I feel like it can take away from sort of the immersion and stuff. There may come a time when I try it, and maybe I'll like it, maybe you guys will like it, but anytime I've ever thought about it, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Like, this doesn't feel like the right game to do it with. Throw some camo on me? I should do that for April Fool's next year, actually. Face cam, and then it'll be like face mask and everything. That's definitely what I'm doing.
Little blind behind you.
I want to green screen myself in camo. Hello. You're going beyond the legal speed limit. Prefer no face cam? Like, I think if you're a Great One grinder or something like that, somebody that's maybe more likely to find, something that's going to cause a big reaction, it might make more sense. On a casual hunt, the odds that we find something like, insane, this worthy of a face cam reaction, probably not that high. This is what makes finding them special, obviously, on those casual hunts, because it's not as likely that it happens, but at the same time, kind of just, you know, a face that's there to not have insane reactions, I guess. Do I play Call the Wild or just lay down? Lay down, you absolute maniac. You barely got him? Think it adds to reactions, but otherwise is preference? Yeah, and like, I'm not a super reactive person. I think that's fairly clear throughout my videos. If I were more emotive, that might be a good reason too. Opinion on a barbecued pulled pork sandwich? This is going to disappoint you. I'm not huge on barbecued pulled pork. Like, it's fine, but it's not high on my list of favorites. But the grind... Is that E on the end on purpose, like, for emphasis? Chitlin loaf and scrambled eggs? I don't know what a chitlin loaf is either. My culinary world is exploding around me. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Any pastas? This is going to disappoint you again. I'm not big on anything red sauce pasta-wise. But, like, we have... It's supposed to be a, like, chicken pasta thing recipe, but we do it with venison. It's literally just, like, ground venison, pasta, Alfredo sauce, and cheese. And then you, like, mix it all together and put it in the oven until the cheese is sort of crisped on top. Quite good. Penne, that is the exact noodle that we're using for that thing. Chicken Alfredo, though? Probably, in all honesty, this is just one particular bad case that makes me not like it. But when I was on... Was that keto? No, it couldn't have been, because why would I have had pasta? Well, I don't know. Maybe I was just trying to lose weight. Anyway, I got one of those... Ah, jeez. Frozen... Dang it. It's a frozen meal, but there's a brand. Smart Food or whatever. Anyway, it was a chicken Alfredo, and it sucked, and it just, like, makes me not want to have them. That's a high estimate. What'd you say about a chicken farm?
Chicken parm.
Whoop. Why am I aiming the same every time? That was horrible. That's the other one that has a chance, technically. Am I just off on, like, the range or what? That's the 250 meter dot that I was using. I don't know what was happening. How often do caribou troll? Often enough. Pig intestine. Oh, I think I don't want to try that. Can level 2 Merriams still make diamond? I think, but I haven't had one in a really long time. I'm pretty sure it still exists, but not nearly as often, because they boosted the requirement from 4.60 to 4.62, which doesn't sound like a big difference, but clearly it is. Chicken parm with wild turkey. That's probably a good way to have it, because wild turkey tends to be a little bit dry unless you cook it right. You used to make sausage, like as the casing, or... Make my own chicken Alfredo whenever I want, because I'm the only one that eats in the house. That's not a bad thing, necessarily. No one's gonna steal it. Shrimp Alfredo is supreme.
Yes.
I haven't had that.
Asian
I don't think I've ever had... See, that guy's 117. Slight chance, but I find it unlikely there's two really big ones in the same flock. Ugh! 0.73 away. I would have taken a diamond black grouse right now. He even sort of matches, you know, that sort of blue shimmery feather, even sort of matches the cosmic vibes on the gun. Sag. Grilled venison, tenderloin, or backstraps? We have a... It's my dad... I don't even know what's my dad's recipe, but we sort of modified it anyway with a... it's in my head. Pinterest thing. So it's venison backstrap, butterfly it, jalapenos, cheese, butter. Is that all that goes in it? I think so. And then like some seasoning, and then wrap in bacon, and then brown sugar on top of that. Put it on the smoker for like an hour and a half. Ooh, so good. Making you hungry? You know, the worst part is I'm pretty sure we're just gonna have like a frozen pizza for dinner, because I'm doing that brisket tomorrow, and I don't want to have leftovers from tonight. And with only 2 of us, almost anything you buy is like, the portions are so insane. So we're just gonna go with that. That way we don't have to worry about leftovers and can have the brisket tomorrow. Jalapeno. Biggest buck in real life? 180 and 6/8. Gross, not typical. Whenever food comes up in this channel, I start craving venison chili. I had that for lunch. I probably put a little too much cayenne powder in it, because as it's sat in the refrigerator, it has gotten a little spicy, but I'm fine with that. I made it Saturday when Kyla was at my sister-in-law's baby shower. I got it on, actually just did it in the crock pot. I got it on at like noon, and we had it at like 7. It's a pretty decent cook time. I was pretty happy with it. Why am I bad? Bad doesn't even begin. Hello? Alright. That guy gets to live. Adding shrimp alfredo to this week's meals, even if my child hates it. You will learn to love it. I wouldn't eat it when I was a kid either. Are you referencing that one specific comment, Maximus? Sorry, Clark. Did you go blind today? No, I was sitting here streaming.
I went blind.
Yeah, Kyla went blind for me, I guess. Is that the male? Nope, that's one of the capercaillies, as the smart people say. Mel really likes when you say it correctly. Need a 12 round magazine? Yeah, I'd have gotten it if I had 12. Tree stands in Cold Wild, do you like them? I find tripods are useful for grinding and stuff. I use some tree stands on my whitetail grind. Stand hunting in this game, beyond using them for hunting pressure, really isn't needed. Why would you bully me right now? 90-something% I think we were. Shrimp Parm builds character? The best thing to do is like, well, not that I have a kid and would know this, but I'm pretty sure, like, kids that don't like stuff, you gotta convince them that, like, their hero, whether it's like Ninja Turtles or something, would like it. That's what cartoons should do, is they should just have, like, all kinds of scenes of eating, like, stereotypical things that kids don't like. Do you like the new scoring system or the old better? I miss 1000s, but I like... I'm not a big fan of standardized scoring systems. I really don't care for the way the Hunter system, and that's effectively Call of the Wilds, but just cut in half. To me, like, it sort of devalues it a little bit, I guess. Like, when it's reduced to... Like, I realize a regular score is also reducing it to a number, but it's not an arbitrary number per se. Like, if I say... This works better in Classic with Boone and Crockett, but if I say I have a 270 whitetail, you know pretty close what that looks like. If I told you instead that I had like a 980 whitetail, you might have an idea, but you might have to think like, oh, would that be the big rack? Would that be the second rack? I think having an exact score with each species is actually kind of better. A bun. That might be the Easter Bunny. No, that wasn't single player. Never mind. Smoked him. Do I have a disdain for Popeye? The Sailor Man? He's strong to the finish because he eats his spinach, man. Do you hunt with a bow in real life? I do. It's a Capper Cali with atypical horns reloading a clip in its AR. Why would you shoot him? Easter is ruined? It's time to respawn for next year. What do you mean? What's going on, Billy? Do you like bow or rifle better in real life? I mean, I much prefer bow hunting. I prefer the time of year. I prefer, like, I guess just the mere fact that even if there is somebody hunting 300 yards away and they shoot a deer, I probably have no idea that it ever happened. Like, all the gunshots and stuff, there's a little bit less of a feeling of, like, I guess, you know, you're alone out there in the wilderness with just, you know, all the animals and such. Now, I've very many times described rifle season in PA as like a Christmas-like feeling. That's something that, and it's because of all the other hunters that are out pushing deer around. That's something that archery doesn't replicate, but yeah, I mean, I just love like November deer hunting. That's the best time of year to hunt, and at least here in PA, our rifle doesn't come in until the very end of November. You're lucky, Billy. I'm at least not planning on ending the stream at 5 p.m. like I normally do, so should be live for at least a little bit longer. Don't shoot this level 3 mountain hare with a 300 then log out. That seems like a great idea. Got a tom turkey this weekend? Nice, man. If you're in the Discord, you gotta post a picture of him. Do you like Way the Hunter? Yes. I've actually got a video hopefully planned for Thursday this week in Way the Hunter. I don't even know what I'm going to do, but might go back to Aurora Shores and start trying to age my bison. Did you get to see the eclipse? I saw it got darker here. I was live. Really should unlock all my maps, but I'm scared for how long it's going to take. I would just, like, find a podcast or something to listen to and just off you go. Put on my helmet. Any chance you can show your perks and skills? I can. Just trying to guarantee diamond mail against, but ooh, that's awesome. Jelly of that. Alright, so like you can take screenshots of whatever you want to do. I'll just have them each on screen for a couple of seconds here. Braden Price. I've watched him a little bit. Don't have an opinion either way because I haven't watched him enough to have one. Hunter Classic next video when? I think Saturday now, since we just had one yesterday. If you missed that, must recommend. I worked quite hard on that one. Anything good? We had a mountain goat that was pretty close to diamond. We had a black grouse that was like 0.7 away. Haven't had a diamond yet. Killed a 5-star muley in Way the Hunter. There you go. I still, oh, I could do that too. What do you guys think? I'm not saying I'm 100% going to do whatever we decide here because I might forget by the time I go to record the video. Should I do Nez Perce and try to get more mule deer 5-star racks, or Aurora Shores and age my bison? 11.5-inch beard, 1-inch spurs, weigh 25 pounds. That's a monster. Nez. Want to play Way the Hunter, but I don't have a next-gen console. I get you there. Muleys, Nez Perce. Nez. Well, it looks like we're going to the Nez so long as I can remember to do it. I imagine, like, I probably have some mule deer that have a chance. It's just been a while since I was there. Can you do a Red Dead playthrough in the future? I actually did one on Twitch, probably, I think it started, well, when did, here, I can figure this out. I think Donica Below Zero release. Wow. Is that right? No. Early access. Okay. May 2021 was Subnautica Below Zero. So I'm going to say late 2021. I started my Red Dead playthrough and we ended it, I think, maybe late 22 or something. But yeah, we played through the entire story. It was all live on Twitch. Some of those VODs have survived onto my Eclipse channel, but many of them did not. Rocket League? What about Rocket League? 12 years ago to this day. 12 score and 12 years ago. Stay away. You're alright, boy. Who is your favorite character? I mean, whose favorite character isn't Arthur? If you mean other than Arthur, no, don't touch me. If you mean other than Arthur, I liked Dutch until the end. This voice. Nice front flip. I wish I had my binoculars up. Sadie was a good one. I mean, I like John too. What's his name? The older fella in camp. That looks really light. Oh, that's because I thought they were bean geese. Charles isn't who I'm thinking of, at least. Why can't I think of his name? Do you have a diamond hazel grouse? Yeah, like, it was such dumb luck. I didn't realize how rare they really were. Hosea, yes, thank you. So when Reventually came out, I decided that I was going to do a Reventually single-player diamond challenge. I wanted to get every single diamond from Reventually Coast in single-player before I ever set foot on multiplayer. That took me over a year, I think, to do it, but I got a hazel grouse pretty early on. I don't know if it was initial spawn or something from respawns, but it is to this day the only max weight hazel grouse track I've ever had. Charles is the GOAT? Wasn't there like a boxing scene with Charles? Pretty sure that was a thing. If your favorite character is not Arthur, then you should not be able to play the game. Has the game been out long enough that, like, if I say something that would kind of give away the ending, like, is that a spoiler that I should avoid? Well, maybe I can just say, without giving it away, the ending of the game made me, like, sad for, like, not constantly, but for 3 weeks, anytime I thought about it, I was like, man, I miss insert thing that happened. Got a diamond hazel grouse and western capercaillie in one day? That's not a bad day. If you could choose what area the next map for Thunder Call of the Wild would be, where would it be based on? My personal preference would be Greenland. I think that'd be really cool. Do I think that's going to happen? I wouldn't necessarily hold my breath, but, you know, one can dream. Who needs a shotgun? Next map is in Asia. I mean, it could be. It's just a question of, like, so basically Jaxy, you guys said dark was rare, not brown, I think. Jaxy said his reaction to the map was, we're getting those, and I don't necessarily know what exists in Asia that would be that. I also don't know where else something, you know. It's such a, like, matter of personal opinion that would cause such a reaction. It's hard to know what that could be. Need an Ireland map? Great One Leprechaun. If you shoot fast enough, it's a shotgun? I mean, effectively, right? I have on more than 12 occasions shot at like a diamond duck flying away, and my exact strategy is just to pepper the general vicinity he is flying towards. Sorry, Lynx, I didn't mean to disturb you. I think they should do a Great One Elk. As long as they remodel the elk, I'd be all for it. Where are we at? Let's cut down. That was kind of what I was doing, then I got distracted at some point. Like Tajikistan or something? So we had this conversation on, I think, Friday's stream, and now I forget again. If there's Marco Polo sheep there, I want that. Asian Bantang? Holy! Would love to get a map with polar bears. I said it earlier in today's stream, I think. My impression, based on the fact that my last classic video with polar bears did exceptionally well, probably means that Call of the Wild players would like to see polar bears in Call of the Wild. Any specific reason you want Greenland? Any certain species? I just think muskox are like one of the few remaining, you know, really large game animals that we don't already have in Call of the Wild. And then there's a couple of things in addition to that. I think you could do Arctic Wolves, Arctic Fox, Snowshoe Hare. The big thing I want is Caribou and their antlers to be redone. John, thank you for subscribing, by the way. Caribou models kind of suck. Caribou antlers could be so much better. Maybe if they were to do a Greenland map with Great One Caribou, which I know not a base game animal, but a boy can dream, I guess. That's all that combined is why I want a Greenland map. Wolverines? Are those in Greenland? Give us mostly new species. Again, like, one of the reasons I chose Greenland, we could have almost exclusively new stuff. Been playing Call of the Wild for 5 years and yet don't have a Diamond Lynx. Do you hunt Rev-and-Thule very much? Like, I swear, I kill Diamond Lynx on this map at a stupid high rate. Like, I would say I have probably like 2 or 3 Diamond Lynx from Medved, and I have like 10 on Rev-and-Thule. Do you think we'll get a new map? I usually don't pay attention to EW streams. I mean, Jaxy said the next DLC that releases is going to be a map, so sometime I'd imagine the next couple months or whatever. Let's just have a map where we put anything from all over. I still think the end game, essentially, for Call of the Wild is like a Texas exotic ranch with literally anything they've ever wanted to add, but that maybe didn't perfectly fit. So, you know, whether that's some species that didn't make it to Rahunga Savannah, whether that's stuff that didn't make it to, I mean, any map. Just about anything you can make the argument like, yeah, it's on this exotic range, it's fine. It's not terrible, but not special either. Is 342 big on a male gunsbuck? That would be the max. That was the guaranteed one, right? I don't know if I can pronounce that. Mellow. How? I cannot. My brain is having a really hard time. Meliodrus? There we go, I think. Day's been good. Been, well, to this point, probably in Call of the Wild for like 6 or so hours because I was recording prior to the stream, but having a good time trying to kill stuff on Eclipse Day. Haven't had anything special yet. Is that a goose? What the heck was it doing there? Only because I think that's the female that was with the male we just killed. I'm pretty confident you gotta kill the pair in order to get respawns. So, you know, obviously I'm gonna let it get away. Do you think they'll add skull mounts? I mean, never say never. They've got them in Classic. You would think they can find a way to do them in Call of the Wild. I would love it. I think that could open up a bunch of customization for trophy lodges because, in theory, like say even a moose skull could fit on one of the smallest plaques, and then that lets you put things almost anywhere. Does that open up the potential for like animals to clip through other animals and stuff in the lodges? Sure, but I think EW shouldn't worry about trying to like kind of, what would you say, foolproof the lodge from that happening. Like, let us put things in places that fit. Like if 2 moose skull mounts overlap, then we can decide to put a duck on one of them or whatever. But I would just like to be able to have more options for where to place things, and if we had skull mounts, that would certainly help. Do you have a diamond job in Rusa? I have exactly one. I think I killed 11 or something trolls before I got them. It was quite rough. I mean, I'm not exactly sure, Billy. I'm guessing, at least as far as the true racks go, I'm guessing it's because Classic, like for say the whitetail tines, they almost feel like Play-Doh molded onto the beams for some of the big ones. I'm guessing there's an aspect of that. As far as the scoring though, Boone and Crockett would have been the ideal choice, I think. I'll be bouncing off the walls if we got a Trophy Lodge update. It's been a while, man. Like, other than the Latent Trophy Cabin, which is pretty, you know, bare bones as far as lodges go. It was essentially like a free lodge to add to the base game, which is an awesome idea by EW, like, don't get me wrong. If I am correct, the last actual Trophy Lodge to release was in 2019. November. I'm almost certain that's the case, because Scoring System 2.0 was February 2020 with Water Buffalo Trurex, and that's when we started our current lodge. I didn't have new lodge for new scoring system ever in Spring Creek Manor. Saseka was already out. Couldn't see the eclipse because of the clouds. Apparently that was kind of the case here too. Nice and bright out now though. I watched a recent video of yours where you said caribou are your favorite species on the Alaska map on Way the Hunter. Are caribou your all-time favorite species? In that game they might be. I have to think about for Way the Hunter generally. Like, combining everything, including real life, it's definitely whitetail. Like in the Hunter Classic, I've hunted way more whitetail than anything else. That's what I hunt in real life. I quite enjoy hunting them in Way the Hunter and Call of the Wild too. As far as specifically Way the Hunter, like I'm trying to think, fallow deer are pretty cool. Having a 5-star mellow fallow helps. I do wish they were bigger, the caribou in Way the Hunter, but I just think they're really cool. I was just so glad they added them. I'll never forget them for making it so we can't brain shot a water boof. My super rare water buffalo was brain shot. Good old days. That was the way. I mean, I think that was quick kill days. So you had to kill them within. It might have been the point when they had changed quick kill to be 8 seconds. It used to be 5 seconds. If you wanted to make sure they were dead in 5 seconds, shoot them in the brain. Did you really, Billy? I still don't have a 500 in that game. I've got like 600 something hours. I don't know how many 5 stars. Not like a ton, but a fair number. Can't get a max score. The Mellow Moose, had I given him another year, I was just so nervous about it. But he would have been real close. He was 99 something genetics. Imagine a super rare 500. What video did you get the Mellow 5-star? Like a week and a half ago. It was really recent. Not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before. Only reason I got Yukons for the 300, honestly, like now the 300 AR certainly, you can get potentially even a better weapon without buying a map DLC, but up until that came out, 100% worth it. Just watched a 7-year-old Call of the Wild video. Baby Flinter sounds so cute. Probably didn't even have any emotions in my videos yet. Hello, welcome back to Call of the Wild. Today we're shooting 12 silvers and a gold. Shut up, Black Grouse. I was trying to have a moment. Feel like Yukon needs more species. Doll, sheep, mountain goat, black bear. They could add. I'd be perfectly fine with some backfilling on Yukon. But I still think doll sheep would make Yukon a lot more attractive. The OG 300 was the GOAT. I brought it today just because the customization for this like star pattern thing looks better on it than the AR. I still use it some, but obviously the 300 AR has sort of taken its place as the maybe heir to the best big game rifle throne. Where's this thing's tracks? Is it that important? No. Do I kind of want to find it? Yes, there we are. 11 days ago, so I have to watch it. I will after the stream because I'm having a fantastic time in stream. Well, I appreciate that. It was another one that I spent a lot of time editing and stuff, and a lot of time getting footage. It was really quite fun. I had a good feeling about him. Say the week leading up to when I eventually shot him. What are with these tracks? It's going 2 different directions. But anyway, I was fairly confident that he was going to ultimately make it. So I started kind of brainstorming ideas for how to do the video, and then when he really did make it, because, you know, of course you start to doubt whether it's going to happen or not, it was really fun to try to, you know, get him with a bow and stuff. That is the old track. I think we're just going to have to maybe ignore it. I don't know. Oh, wait. No, that's it. Yeah. Let's just skedaddle down this way. Do you put the Hall of Shame... Hello? Got stuck. Do you put the Hall of Shame animals in a different lodge? Usually. And when I say usually, I mean sometimes I'll kill, like, a nice diamond that goes in the main lodge and a Hall of Shame animal in the same video. A lot of times I'll not go to the Hall of Shame Lodge at the end of the video and then I forget to put them in the lodge. There's a bunch of stuff probably in my trophy manager that needs to be put in that lodge eventually. Turned and flew away, I think, but it's just annoying to find his tracks. There's a lot of max estimate black grouse, so hardly a guarantee that he's anything special. A mountain hare. Hall of Shame Tour Lodge, I need to do one. I really do, but again, like my biggest concern is like there's a bunch of stuff that I need to put in there, and if they would just add filtering to the trophy manager, like there's so much in there that you gotta scroll through. You were a huge part of my childhood, and I really am grateful that you're still making content. Well, quite frankly, so am I. It's because of you guys watching the videos, watching the streams, tuning in, so I appreciate it. How many great ones do you have? Just 5. One of every great one, though. So we have 1 moose, 1 whitetail, 1 fallow, 1 bear, 1 red deer. Jeez. Getting good at this. ARs are eventually going to be the only rifles anyone uses? Maybe. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm more in the minority for this, but like, I like to change it up and use different stuff every, once a week I'll probably change my loadout and everything. So, while I've been using the 300 AR a good bit in recent videos, because it's still kind of new and people are still excited to see it and all that, slowly but surely I'll start to, crack the 338 Sarugi back out. I'll use the 338 break action, I'll use the 300 bolt like we are today. I feel like it gets stale if you use the same thing all the time. Anything good yet? Nothing that made diamond anyway. A couple of close calls. No trolls though, so the close calls were just hopeful below max level animals. Remember when Laser Beam played Call of the Wild? I do. I do indeed. In your 2023 live story, you said after you get your Great One Moose and Bear, if it's not just before map release, you may do another whitetail grind. Do you think you'll still do that? I kinda don't have any intentions of doing it. I guess like... Pedro, thank you for subscribing, by the way. I gotta get those before they go away because it doesn't show up in my alerts for some reason. Let's say this map DLC that Jaxy said, like the next DLC coming out in Call of the Wild is gonna be a map. Let's say it doesn't come with a great one. I probably will fire up another grind then. I don't know. Like, I much prefer playing the game this way than grinding. Not that I don't enjoy the Great One grinds, and like, streaming it and stuff is what I prefer the most. That's a decent hazel grouse. It might be right here, too. I heard one. Of course, I'm trying to spot a stupid bear for some reason. Yeah, like, I guess I could consider doing, like, a grind that I pretty much only do on stream. Where are you? Is it you? Probably. Just, anyway, to wrap up that, it just depends on, what other stuff's going on. At the moment, I'm happy to not be grinding because all the time it took to get the moose and the bear. Even though we got them a week apart ultimately. Would you have quit Call of the Wild if you messed up that Great One Moose? No, I don't know if I would have immediately started grinding again. We got him fairly early on in that stream. So I may have, for the sake of like, not embarrassing myself further by quitting immediately, I may have at least continued grinding for the rest of that stream. But I would imagine I would have needed a break. Just about to say, remember 12 seconds ago I said I was good at this? Birthday was on the 3rd, ordered a bunch of lures like a duck lure for no reason? Like, so you're talking a fishing lure that's a duck, right? Not a duck decoy? Found a 263 bottom estimate fallow, not too bad. Decent little fella. I'd like another rare black grouse. I think that one, that leucistic we killed, yeah, that was single player too. Still the only rare we have. Grizzly respawns are not working. So I guess there's two things we got to go through. For one, I'm assuming you know that... That's not albino, right? I don't think. I'm assuming you know they drink in the daylight now. They have the same drink time as black bear, 4 to 8 a.m. If you know that, and you've like shot them in the old zone so that they should be showing up in the new zones and they're not, I will say I'm not finding nearly as many grizzlies in the new time as I was in the old time, so I'm not sure what's up with that. I don't really have a fix or an answer for you if that's the case, but I guess just know that I also am having some struggles. I think it's a blonde. What do we know about the new upcoming map? I don't think anything. I'm not aware of any hints, any clues, anything that's been found. There was the thing about some kind of, not musk deer. Come on, brain. There's a little muntjac, I think. There was a thing about them, like, there was a poll basically the DW put out that was, oh, it's a spirit, nice. It was like, what do you want as the next great one? And for some strange reason, like, some kind of muntjac deer were in the poll, and everybody was like, so we're gonna have muntjac on the next map then? That's a potential thing. I've also seen EW just do stuff to, you know, try to, you know, maybe pump up the hype, so I'm not reading into it too much. Have a 285 Legacy Rack Moose. How rare is that? 280. Is it Legacy Rack or is it True Racks? I can't remember their scoring. No, they didn't get the 285. 245. Was it that? Maybe? 245 was as big as they got. Had to shoot a female grizz from males to spawn? Ooh, did I shoot females? That might be the issue. Yeah, because... What's that?
So that's what I did with black bear. I just shoot them all, like, females.
To get them in the day zones? You shouldn't need to with black bear, because they're not a pair species.
Just do it in days.
Well, yeah, my black bears weren't showing up, so it might be the case, but grizzlies are most certainly a pair species, so that makes sense. If we could have a new dog, what would you like? Pointer seems to be the next logical step, because that's what they did in Classic. They did it the other way around. It was Retriever, then Bloodhound, then Pointer. We got Bloodhounds first in Call of the Wild, now we have Retrievers, so I think a Pointer would be cool. Would I use it? I don't know. I don't really small game hunt that often. Might be good for, you know, trying to locate, like, say, rare mountain hare or something. Somebody just posted, was it either molting or white. It was a super rare mountain hare, though. And I was like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I almost went to Reventuli to try to make a video just hunting around and maybe going after mountain hare, but then I realized how insanely unlikely it is that I find even a diamond or rare mountain hare, so decided not to do that. Black bear males only work fine? Yeah, it should, because, I mean, it worked in the daylight. Meaning, you know, we had however many zones we were grinding, we only ever killed the males, and we still had male respawns. I found if zones have both times on them, not all bears have been killed from old times. After that, oh really? I'm gonna have to check that out. Please stop talking about trophy mountain hare. Would you like me to tell the story of either of mine? I'm just saying, that one time I was streaming Classic with Mel, and albino bobcat came up, and I was like, do you have an albino bobcat? And she was like, oh yeah, of course. Everybody has one of those. So I just have to, you know, of course everybody has a diamond mountain hare. No, actually I wouldn't. Just got to school. Did I miss anything? Nothing too special. Doing a little slightly extended stream, running around trying to find kind of anything. The antlers are dead even. I shot it in 2021, I think. When did they switch to true score? Moose? I bet it was in 21. $285 though is true Rex. You know what though? They updated all the scores in the lodges. Even if they were legacy horns, or antlers, that is. They changed it to like a true score equivalent. So that would probably be it. Didn't mean it that way, you meanie. Remember that gold piebald gator you messed up? Yeah, you know, I'm doing a gator hunt for tomorrow's video, and I was actually running around recording it earlier today. I think I was at the lake where I messed it up. And I had that thought, like, you know, if I didn't oof that shot, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Not that I don't enjoy Mississippi, but I don't know what I would be working on. Like, that is the primary spot in the lodge I'm trying to fix. I want a better albino grizzly. Gold, basically. I think I would take a gold mellow, but albinos look so much better. I want a gold rare gator or croc. Other than that, like, I don't even know what else. Maybe I could try to get some rare geese or something. Like, I've got that wall of all the different variants for Canada geese. I might start to try to, you know, hunt tundra bean geese and gray lags again. I don't know. Do I want to do that? Not particularly. I had a heck of a time just getting diamonds. Hey, Shadestorm. Finally caught you live again. How's it been? It's been good. We haven't had any trophies yet. We're, at this point, you know, gone over the typical stream time, just running around. I'm leaned back, straight chilling, so it's always a good sign. Just want Throwback Thursday back. I keep trying to come up with a good way to... For one, I don't have a specific game in mind right now, but I keep trying to come up with a good way to do it, and I never really settle on anything. Got a gold leucistic croc as my first rare croc. They look amazing. Like, I have a leucistic as well, but it's just a silver. One of my favorite rares, let's say, for the reptile species. Should bring the 410. Surprisingly good when you get used to it. We might have different definitions, or whatever I just said, for surprisingly good or just good in general. I think it's okay, but I've never seen it do anything very good. Got 2 albino whitetail on the same day. That's a solid day at the office. Rare male, at least. I have a female light brown. Light brown also looked nice. On a scale of 1 to 10, how rare is it to get a max weight, max score whitetail? In theory, there's no max score for true racks, though there is sort of an upper limit. I don't even know how to answer the question, how rare is it? Like, obviously, pretty darn rare. Bro is speaking like I was to the ambulance crew. I was flooded with memories of Diamond Mountaineer. Shadow, my retriever, picking up a Diamond Mountaineer for me. Good times. Absolute nonsense. Paramedics came up and were like, okay, Mel, what do you remember? I was grade 1, non-typical 12, Call of the Wild. And they were like, take her in. Is it just me, or does anyone else's heart skip a beat when they see a max level? I think that's why so many of us still enjoy it. You see that? I mean, it happens to me. The thing that really gets me is, like, let's say I'm, what's the best example? Maybe I'm hunting for moose, and I'll spot a brown bear, and it's a level 5. You just see that 5 medium come up. It's not like a full heart skip a beat. It's like a half a beat. Still gets me. Particularly, like, if I'm not paying close attention. Did the eclipse happen for you yet? Yes. Should try a Fishing Planet series. Somebody commented, I think it was last night, just asking about the angler stuff. I don't know if I'll do... I'm sure I will do more videos in the angler. But I don't know if I'm going to do a whole lot generally. For me, it's such a better streaming game. Like, I much prefer streaming the angler to recording videos on it. So as far as like a Fishing Planet series, maybe I might stream it one day, you never know. But yeah, as far as like a series on it, I don't think I'll do that. Why does your player look like he's going so fast? Yeah, I don't know. Other than, is there a chance maybe you run lower frame rate? Like, this is gonna give me a headache immediately. If you run, so I have 60 FOV as the standard. A lot of people play on like the max, which I think is 90. I'm getting a headache as we zoom out. It's ridiculous. Like, this will make you look like you're going fast. On standard, at least for me, it doesn't feel as insanely fast. What's up, Mike? Doing good, how about you? I even saw it cave low. I can see it in your profile picture. What rack was it? Is it the big rack? Happened to you so many times with the 5 medium thing. So the thing about it is, right? Like your max levels. There's 3 very easy, there's 5 medium, and there's 9 legendary. All of them, the second letter is E. And that's gonna sound dumb, but there's something in my brain that just like, when I see those levels, it's an immediate like, hey, pay attention to like whatever you just saw. And then like, it's level 3 bear, shut up, brain. I don't need that. Sounds good, Demonic. What map is that? Can you speak louder? I can't hear you. It's Reventuly Coast. 3 very easy really pops too. Yeah, I swear, like, it's that capital E is what I look for. Like, if I'm, like, a good example, you can do this on PC, you can't do it on console. You can hold down the spotting button, say there's like a flock of ducks out here. I can just scroll across and it'll spot them all really quickly as I hold it down. I'm looking for those E's. That's literally how my brain registers max levels. Max level, holy! See? I'm ready. Bro got the zoomies. What FOV do you play on, Mel? I feel like you gotta be around the standard because I never noticed the super zoomed out view in your videos. E. If it's a level 9, you know, and then you get that 10 fabled and try to keep your heart from cutting off your circulation in your throat. Play the normal standard, that's what I thought. I feel like a lot of things, like, I don't have a problem with anybody that changes it, but I do feel like devs set a standard setting for a reason. I try to keep things as the devs intended it to be with a lot of games and a lot of stuff. It doesn't always, you know, perfectly translate, but I figure if they made the FOV this, that's how they wanted the game to look, and therefore that's how I want to show it. 9 legendary pops more than 10 fabled? 100%. Like, it's the long string of characters that just gets you. Hi. Would you like to meet my friend 300? Wow, good friends. Or you could be like me, not smart a diamond fallow, and blast him with the 300 not paying attention. Hey, sometimes it goes that way. I still hear those things squawking flying away. I hear... Oh, they're females. You gotta just spot them though, like, what if that was a leucistic male, and I didn't know it? Where'd you go? Standard FOV makes me motion sick? Standard makes you motion sick? Maybe zoomed in for some people makes it, because for me it's that zoomed out thing. Maybe zoomed in for some gets them. Isn't gold rare for female black rust? Watching your IRL hunting with a bow inspired me to join my local archery club. Bow hunting is banned in the UK. So, I have 2 questions. For one, how much are you enjoying it? Because there's something, I think it's like getting in touch with your roots, like shooting a bow. There's something like, maybe it's a similar feeling to like operating heavy machinery or something, like you just feel, because you're actively doing it, you really just there's something primal in your brain that like enjoys it. And then my second question is like, are you planning on eventually hunting? Obviously you'd have to travel somewhere to do it, but are you eventually planning on bow hunting? I don't know how people can memorize diamonds from the rack it has. Just if you play a lot. Like, I don't think anybody makes an effort to memorize it. You just kind of do. It is, and gold is one of my dream rares. Is there any multi-mounts with female black grouse? How's the eclipse where you were? It got dark. I don't know. The clouds were, from what I hear, too much in the way. Grinded for my great one for so long, I had no excitement left when I finally saw my first. I think my moose was maybe more, like, obviously I was elated to find it, but it might have been more, like, elated to be done than the fact that it was standing there. There was a second aspect with the moose, though, that was like, how in the world is the exact combo I wanted actually standing in front of me right now, and not some other crazy combo? That definitely changed, I think, my reaction a little bit, because I was just so speechless about that. Sadly, no multi-mount. Sag. What map this is, Revan to the Coast. For a gold black grouse and multi, nice. Elated to be done. Yeah, I mean, I said it before about the whitetail. I totally get almost being like addicted to that feeling of finding a great one and going back and trying to get another one. That certainly, you get a long enough grind. I'm not in any way addicted to the great one feeling, I don't think. Maybe because my grinds haven't been short. One with 2 males? I never thought I'd say this, but we need more small animal platforms so I could do more of those multi-mounts. Because that one fits like the pheasant, right? Where you can do it on the singular little round thing. What's going on, Mike? Oh, you can't? Maybe that's why I never did it then. Already over fallow grinding for my second 49 diamonds later and he hasn't showed. I've never experienced the second grind, but I have to think it would get old faster. Can only put that on like the pedestal mounts. Just 2 black grouse? Why? What a strange decision. Because pheasants are effectively like 2.5 times bigger. Twice as big. Red Deer took 17k though, so that's why I only have 1. Yeah, I would certainly not go back. 3,000 or 4,000's enough to make me not want to go back. I didn't even try to grind for a second whitetail, and that only took me 1,600. This isn't ethical. Should have thought that through. No worries, I just won't hit him. I think I will grab an ethical gun just in case. Oh, my tent's gone. Good. That's what I wanted. Anybody else relieve the block-tailor gone? I am. I never did get my mellow, but I put a lot of hours into trying to get one. They were fun. Like, I enjoyed going after them, but I'm going to be happy to be back to what I like to do, which is just hunt anything that shows up and not so specifically target the same thing over and over. What do we think? 22,250? I gotta customize it with the special cosmic thing. Badge. Yeah. Did they fix that glitch, Mel? Do you know? I don't even know if it still exists. It is that. And I think on all of them, I was doing that new carbon fiber metal that's for some reason blue. I still don't get that, really. Shot a 140's albino, but forgot to tax it. Oof. Last night I was giving it one final try. And it was like midnight, I was ready for bed. I didn't get the right ammo. I had, accepted the fact that I wasn't getting a mellow. And I found one last blocktail that would have been my biggest. It was 160 something a piebald. But Aaron was in the server with me. He just wanted to kill one. He hadn't played the entire event. And I was like, hey, come kill this before you go to bed. Unfortunately, he spooked it. And ultimately didn't even kill it. But at that point, I was like, I'm going to bed. So Acid ended up shooting it. But I didn't even get a 160. I could have had that one, but, you know. Not an Irish Elk fan, probably my least favorite, even though I like them all. I don't know. Like, I'm glad I got an Irish Elk one. I'm a huge fan of that combo, but I would have been, I think, just as happy with, say, like the big typical rack, or really any of them. I'm kind of glad I didn't get Fabled Hooded. I don't like that fur personally, but partially the name. Is Hunter Classic only on PC? Indeed. Saw the Eclipse? Nice. You still got your eyes? Nice, Clark. Did you get him to die yet? Imagine there's like some unbelievably tiny chance that you can get Micah to die. Hate the quad rack for Moose? I like the concept. I like that they're the highest scoring variant. Like, I always, you know, I've got the big rack whitetail, my red deer's the middle rack, fallows, Irish elk is maybe second biggest? I actually don't know how they score. Spoon rack is the biggest, I know that. Anyway, I don't think I have like the biggest of anything other than whitetail. So like, I wouldn't have minded the quad paddle for Moose, but I think the big typical looks the best. How dare you? Alright, I don't know what that was. First try. Like the Fabled painted the least? What's the inverse of like, you know how you say something grows on you and you like it? I started to like it less as it went along. I still think it's cool, but it was the one I wanted the most at the beginning, and then by the end I was like, I'd like it, but I'm not all about it. You like Fabled Hooded? A lot of people do. I hate the name, personally. For my third fallow great one, took 2,300 kills when I spotted it. I wasn't really excited because it was my least favorite combo. Mocha with the blade rack. I like the blade rack. A lot of people hate it. Do you have a blade rack? You have like 6 though. I know. Love the two-tone for the Moose. That's a good one. I think, like I've said before, Oak Big Typical was my favorite, like, because of the concept, the naming concept and everything. I think look-wise, two-tone's probably my favorite. But obviously, got the Oak. I'm not going back, so that will be the only one I ever get. Have you got any interest in English football? Do you just mean soccer? Or is English football something different? Unfortunately, no, assuming that you're talking about soccer or something similar. Fabled Silver and Fabled Mocha have to be my favorites, though. Silver does look really nice. I didn't, like, I wanted a silver spoon rack at first, because of, like, I like to, in my head, I like to come up with sort of like a, I guess, a backstory on the animal. It's the whole idea of a great one in my mind, especially with the level being fabled, is like this thing that, you know, some hunters have seen and maybe missed or couldn't get a shot at. Maybe people have seen from the road, and like there's tales of it in like local sporting clubs and bars and whatever. So like I like to invent the backstory. With the fallow, silver fur and like the spoon rack is like this old fallow that's still huge but doesn't grow points anymore, and he's all gray because he's old. Like that one, the lore for that in my head could have been so good. I can't bear to hear the word soccer. We say soccer around these parts. You fellas kicking a ball into a goal. What would you say is the best... Wait, what would you say is overall the best gun including DLC? If you factor in, like, coverage, probably the 7mm bolt action. If you're not worried about, like, you know, what it's ethical for, I think the 300 AR is hard to argue against. I'm grinding for Diamond Mountain here. Nothing yet, Fishing for Life. I didn't necessarily extend the stream just because we haven't gotten anything, but I wanted to try a little bit longer to get something. No such luck. We started on SRP. I don't know how long we were there. An hour and a half-ish? Never really came that close. A mountain goat level 4 that was like 2 away. Had a really close black grouse here. So I got on Call of the Wild, and the third moose I find is a piebald. Well, that's pretty solid luck. Hello? No. Big male. Oh no. I used the wrong gun. Plenty PvP games? Currently, no. And unless Madden would have counted, which I guess it kind of is. I'm assuming you're talking more shooters, but haven't in quite some time. Silver and Hood would be the most realistic? I could see Fabled happening because Fallow have... What did I just say? Fabled? Painted happening? Because Fallow have so many different furs and stuff in real life. Let me think through them. There's Painted, there's Mocha, there's Silver, Hooded. There's 5 furs. What's the 5th one? I can't remember. Yeah. There are 5, right? I thought there were 5. Yeah, it's 5 furs and 4 racks. Golden, yes. It's even one of my favorites, and I completely forgot about it. Golden seems pretty realistic, too. I can see that happening. Got a white mountain hare? I want one. What are the rares for them? Do they have albino, mela, anything, or is it white and molting? Good spot for bear bait in Classic. Which are you hunting? Brown bear or black bear? Just to be clear, it sort of barely kind of works for polar bear and grizzly, but it's not supposed to. When I say sort of kind of, a couple bears will spawn near it, but they won't go to it. Oh, there is albino. Okay. So white really is winter phase. Like, so, alright. Mountain hare and snowshoe hare are effectively the same thing. Molting is transition phase. White is winter phase. And then albino is sort of the real life rare, I guess. So weird they did white and albino. It actually, I think, makes sense. Black bear, okay. So I go to Red Feather Falls. There's in the sort of northwest, there's a swampy area. I would absolutely put it like north end of that swamp. That's where I've had the most success. Ooh, that felt good. Too far forward? Understand winter phase, but it's a weird rare. Realistically, molting itself is a weird rare. It probably shouldn't be a rare, but I kinda don't mind them adding one. Like, I guess if the idea is we have a fixed time that you're hunting Reventuli, like it stays the same season all the time. One that's, I guess, already winter phase or already molting, if it's, in theory, none of the other ones are, kinda makes them a rare in that sense. West. Oh, east. I thought you said west. What's happening? How'd that miss? What? Okay. You gotta look really closely, Luke. I want to say the hooves in some way are useful. You look for pink hooves, kind of. I don't have one, and actually, I'm only remembering photos, but I thought that's kind of the way that people said to do it. Alright. I don't know how we did that, but missed the first shot. Probably skill issue, I guess. Favorite mount in the lodge? It's probably the... Well, I quite like the two foxes, the diamond red fox and the super rare gray fox, but the great one whitetail with 2 super rares is pretty neat. Reminds me of Kyla's great one moose and the 300 round that fired but didn't actually exist. The worst part about that, so like, when Kyla was recording that, she didn't want me to be in the room so she could just like totally focus on it and everything. We had to leave to go to Georgia like the next day or 2 days later. And I was doing like a bunch of editing, a bunch of prep work so we could, so there'd be videos every day while we were away. And of course, as every other time we travel to Georgia, it's 3 years in a row, by the way. She had a great one spawn. So she went to go record that. And I just went in the bedroom and laid in bed because, like, what else am I going to do? I didn't have a laptop back then to edit. So, oh my, that was unfortunate. Hang on. I don't know where we hit that, but I meant to do that. So I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, all right, she's going to kill this thing. We'll be good to go. And I'm, like, scrolling on my phone, and it's 5 minutes, and it's 10 minutes, and it's 20 minutes. I'm like, what's happening? And then she finally opens the door and she's like, hey, I can't find it now. I shot it and it just didn't hit it. I was like, great. I'm so glad this is taking all day. And I don't remember if I helped at all. I don't think so. I think I just hung out and waited and eventually she got it. But it was, from my perspective, and I'm sure it was terrible for her too, like trying to get it when it wasn't showing back up, but it was just torturous. Like, I have so much stuff to do. Please just show back up. Decent. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why do I feel like I have no breath? Got him. So she had her red deer. I'm trying to remember exactly. It was the red deer, then the moose. What did you get right before Christmas this year? Was it a bear? I know you got one, but I don't remember what. What did you edit back then? Well, I just edited on my computer here in the office, but because she wanted me to, not be in the room so she could focus and not have to worry about, like, me judging her for her reactions as if I would. I was just in the other room. So now I have a laptop. For instance, when we were in Georgia for Christmas this past year, I didn't have to record and edit all my videos before we left. So that saves me, I mean, if it's a week's worth of videos, 7 videos, editing and thumbnailing is an hour and a half or so. That saves me something like 20 hours of prep work. Wait, did I math bad? 7 videos. Maybe 12 hours of prep work. Either way, it's about a day's worth. Usually, like, all the editing and stuff I gotta do. So I can edit in Georgia with a laptop now. But then I didn't even have the laptop to where I could have done that. I'm extremely judgmental, 100%. Known for being judgmental. You saw how I shot those super rares? That wasn't judgmental like you're bad. It was like, oh my god, please. Don't be so close to messing it up. Both her albino and melanistic super rare red deer were like a pixel from being directly through the vertebrae. Like, they both just clipped the lung. The albino, no, the mela turned. And when I watched that, like, I didn't react because I didn't want her to freak out. Because if she had to get a follow-up shot, I didn't need to contribute to the panic. And then the albino, she just shot really high, and I was like, boy, I hope that was a lung, because that was close. Their lungs go almost down to the bottom of the chest, you don't gotta aim up there. Nice one, Corn Dog. Gotta go, great stream. Thank you, man. We'll catch you in the next one. We're probably only going to go for 10 more minutes, so that'll be 3 hours. If we don't find a diamond, the Eclipse actually makes it less likely, and it's not my fault. It's called football here because we kick a ball with only our feet. I'm 10 minutes behind. Soccer's only said in America. Yeah, I know, but like, I just wanted to make sure that's what you were talking about because you'd still know what I meant. Stupid tree. Not that it was its fault, but wanted to kill something. What time's the eclipse? 2.5 hours ago? The eclipse is a curse? Clearly. Like, obviously we'd have killed 12 diamonds if there was no eclipse today. Had the stream open in the background while I'm playing Call of the Wild and all the warning calls, I can't tell. That's the worst thing, man. Like, I like, you know, watching somebody stream any of the games, really. When I was hunting for Blocktail Saturday, maybe? I don't know if Danny's still in here, but he was streaming Planet Zoo on his Twitch, and I was watching that. And every now and then, like, he'd zoom in on one of the animals, and when you're close to them, like, you can audibly hear their sounds a lot better. And I'd hear something and think, like, what kind of call was that? I've never heard that before. Get out my hunter mate, nothing. Oh, it's a orangutan or whatever. Stop stream so I can nap? Nap so I can stop stream. It cursed me. I spined a great one today? Oh no. Hopefully you get a chance at redemption on another one. That's, unfortunately it's easy to do because you get so wrapped up in, like, you know, make sure the distance is right, make sure you don't spook it, make sure you're zeroed correctly and all that. Sometimes actual shot placement's a bit of an afterthought. I was really close to whiffing my moose. It's easy to do. That's not how this works? Actually, it is. I'm going to stream until you go to bed. 24-hour stream. I definitely am prepared. Tease you about antlers. You mean horns? You switch maps? Yeah, probably an hour and a half ago, close to 2 hours ago. Right. No, an hour and a half ago. We were tracking another big mountain goat. And somebody suggested Reventuli Coast, and I said, if this mountain goat ends up being a small 4, and, you know, like, not big horns, then we'd switch. And, of course, it was, so here we are. Straight to jail? Okay, but can you accept that a 4-point buck is a forkhorn? It's funny because I'm fairly, like, careful about saying, like, I try to make sure I say the correct terms because I just know, you know, inevitably you're going to get all the comments if you say something wrong, which it makes me think I should just say it wrong all the time. Hey! Hey! Diamond during the eclipse! Holy! Only 2 hours late. I'll get back to my thing in a second. Be funny if it trolled. Not bad. 4.71. Long shot him. I hear a black grouse too, so I will screenshot for the sake of having the proof of Eclipse Day, Eclipse Stream, Diamond anyway. And now I'll try to find the black grouse. Oh, either a rare or a female. Surprise, surprise. Oh, that felt perfect. What happened? That shot was right. I don't even know what happened there. That seemed so good. The curse is broken. Everybody get on. There's going to be diamonds everywhere now. Anyway, what I was trying to get at was, like, I tend to be really careful about making sure I say, you know, antlers, not horns and all that. Just, even though, like, I grew up, my dad called them horns. I called them horns. That was just, it's like a, almost a colloquialism. I can't say that word very well, so I got to say it slowly. I just, like I said, you just know you're going to get all the comments, so you might as well try to say it correctly. But forkhorn doesn't even, like, in my mind, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That's like a perfectly legitimate term. I don't know why. Are you the one that just got away? Oh. I don't need the bunny as bad, but it would have been nice to hit him. A Raptor Kaylee Diamond? How much longer will you be streaming? Probably 5 minutes. Probably going to call it about the 3 hour mark. Ooh, there's a mail. What's that? I thought pizza left. Whenever someone gets the horns antlers thing wrong, my eye twitches. One of these days, whenever they figure out the correct meds so you don't die, we need to take you hunting with Bottom Boy, because he's definitely going to say horns. You guys can have a fantastic battle. That'd be a great skit for a video, actually. Get Bottom Boy to, like, accentuate the southern accent just a little bit. Yeah, there's a nice 9-point down here. You got real nice horns. And then Mel just comes flying in like a suplex. What's up, Josiah? We just finally killed a diamond. It was a Caper Kaylee, so not exactly the most impressive thing ever, but I will take it. I'll let Bottom Boy know we have that plan for the next video. What direction does this thing go? Why'd it go? That's weird. I guess we'll try to find him. Just a Forky or a 4-point? But is Forky not abbreviating Forkhorn? Maybe it's not. To me it is. What are your normal streaming hours? This was my first one. It was quite enjoyable. I'd love to tune in more. We have a schedule command that can do that. I'm gonna also, in the Discord, you can set up like events. I'm gonna set up essentially my stream schedule to show up as events. Normally these streams go 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. so it would have ended an hour ago. Lately I've been trying to stream like pushing my 2 hour, like say per stream cap to 3. Just because I'm trying to, I don't know. I think for so long, like I always just stream for 2 hours, so to me a stream is 2 hours. And I want to stream more and I guess be used to streaming for more, so I'm just trying to make myself do 3. But it's fun, I enjoy it. Your stream got me another diamond? Nice. Hey, is this a tongue twister? My pet pronghorn Pedro shed his sheaths. Who knew? I'm a bait. Did you guys hear Kyla yell whenever whatever sound just happened there? Because I heard something. How do I join the Discord? Can we get a Discord command? Potentially not Kyla because she's being attacked by pizza pans downstairs, I think. There it is. Just join right there. We do have, whoa, we do have some like verification thing. I think you have to like verify your phone or whatever. Only because bots and stuff are unfortunately an issue on Discord. But yeah. Get in there, we'll have a stream schedule and stuff. I need to set that up. Literally, I meant to do it before this stream, but mayhaps I can remember to do it by Wednesday's stream. Sheath shedding doesn't sound okay when said like that. Sheath shed she shells down by the seashore. Holy, what's going on, Lunar? Did you end up messing with the angler at all? I think you did, right? Yui Borden, is that correct? Probably got the first half wrong. Welcome on in. Go shed a sheath? No, you. Just join what happened. Well, we're 3 hours in. We finally just killed a diamond Caper Kaylee like 5 minutes ago. I'm essentially planning on ending this stream when I kill this black grouse. I haven't seen it yet, but it's max estimate, and I want to get it. Am I tracking it backwards? Wait, where? That's the same bird. How did it? What? Oh, okay. So it did go kind of this way. What improvements do you think Call of the Wild can make? Personally, I think a random respawn system would be better. Maybe camo, like your camo selection making a difference, like actually mattering, because as is, it doesn't. You know, little stuff like that that maybe adds the immersion. Been bamboozled? I think I have, because I can't find the next track. Hey, look, a hazel grouse. Birds do be doing weird stuff. That's the second one that got away like that. Finna be a diamond, and unfortunately, we're never gonna find it. EW can make an entire game on the Bodden family. They really could. What was the white 22 you're using for hares and grouse? It's just the regular 22 Virant, just customized with the New Year's. Now, why did you flee from 200 meters away? I was just down there. Who knows? Anyway, it's the New Year's silver medal, and I think I have, like, Starry Streak or something like that it's called as the stock. That was a Lunar New Year thing. Is it just above the hill or just on our side? Just above, huh? That might end up getting away. Is it really, Jonathan? Logging back into the exact place you logged out last time, best feature away the hunter that called the wild lags. That's a pretty good one, to be honest. Just a nice little quality of life thing. The fact that it's so close, I actually need to give it a second, is wild. That looks kind of light colored, does it not? Oh, no, it's normal. Call me crazy, but that shot that hit the tree was perfect without the tree there. Wait a minute. That might be him? I don't know. Where's the shotty? Well, I was thinking, like, we'd eclipse the shotgun. That doesn't make any sense. What do you think the best map is for missions? Like, the best missions themselves? Honestly, Layton, I would say. Quattro's quite good. Oh, that was way off. So bad Shadow had to shake. Did I? Okay, I thought I saw like a white wing. I did. What's that one? Remember when I like didn't let a single one get away all stream, and then when I say I'm gonna be done, I missed two? It's really laggy reload. Like the sounds were half a second early. The diamond that eclipsed us? Bad sim? Who's sim? Would it be possible for Caldwell to do a graphics upgrade? I don't know that they need one. I mean, like, some species overhauls would be good, but I don't know if that's a graphics update necessarily. How many blanks did you load? I'll tell you after we're done so I can get you an exact count of how many times I missed. But not because I missed, but because I had blanks for Russian roulette. That's why I'm not in a rush, Kyla, because I know that I've got 20 minutes or something. SRP and Yukon missions were good. Yukon was really good, like the story was great, but I felt like it almost left you kind of, without spoiling it, like for people who haven't done it. At the very end, I wanted to be able to participate in that mission and not just sort of be told a story with some sound effects. How bad of an April Fool's would that be? Blank ammo? I was trying to think in my head, like, would Call the Wild ever do something like that? I don't think they would, but that would be awful. Why can't I hit anything? Am I that bad? Should have gotten an Eclipse waterfowl? I never even considered trying to do that. That would have been a great idea. Like, especially if this wasn't a stream day. Spend like the weekend trying to kill one. Now, would I have gotten one? Probably not. No Minecraft blank ammo in Classic? The more Minecraft memes that I can fit into one video, the better. I should bring back Villager wearing my hat for the intro of the next Classic video. What do you think of Wait the Hunter compared to Call the Wild in Classic? Is it worth it? If you were to make a scale where Classic is on one end and Call the Wild's on the other, Way the Hunter kind of falls in between. I would say slightly towards Call the Wild side of center. They're similar games in a lot of ways. Way the Hunter's got a lot more realism and stuff, but the presence of zones and the repeatability that you visit those zones does end up being quite Call of the Wild grind-like. I think that's what kind of hurts the game the most. Now, I've got 600 hours. I wouldn't say I'm bored of it. Though I do find myself going back to the main maps more now. Main maps being Nez Perce and Transylvania. The new maps just don't... They're smaller maps. The locations where the, like, good genetic animals spawn, you find those, and that's just the place to spend your time. It's almost a waste of time to be elsewhere. That kind of hurts it. I don't know how... The Way the Hunter is like, what, $60, and I bought the... Did I have to buy the maps? I can't remember. I don't know if they gave me the maps for early access or if I bought them, but either way, $60 for the base game or 50 something on sale plus whatever, $15 for the map passes. 600 hours, I've certainly gotten my money's worth multiple times over. But I don't think it quite has the replayability that these two do. I did, Jay. I got a Diamond Caper Kaylee. It took me like 3 full hours, but I got one. It may have been 2.5 hours after the Eclipse happened, but it still counts. Because nobody can tell me different. It's my diamond, and I'll cry if I want to. I'm just going to go kill something up here, because I don't know where all the things are, but they're getting away. Transylvania is actually really good, Culligan. Now, like any map, it takes, realistically, like to start getting like a good, constant, say, flow of 5 stars across aging cycles, you probably got to put in 50 to 100 hours, and I know that sounds like a long time. You'll get some 5 stars along the way, no doubt, but you just got to spend a bunch of time managing your herds, and of course, you know, passing time too. I actually really like Transylvania. I didn't care for it at all when it came out, but once I put in the time and once I kind of learned where, you know, some of the zones and stuff were, I really enjoy it. I'm curious to see, like, you know, because I spent 20-some age cycles basically in a matter of, for the most part, a couple of weeks, getting the albino red deer and then my mellow fallow deer. So I've kind of had my fill for Transylvania now. I'll go back to it eventually. I think we're going to do Nez Perce this week, do some mule deer hunting. We talked about that earlier. I'm curious when I'll get the itch to go back to Transylvania, because it's going to happen. I'm going to want to, you know, visit my mellow in the lodge and stuff. Mission shots? Yes, I didn't miss anything, but I did some mission shots. How many animals in this live stream have you killed? Oh god, who knows? The amount of birds and stuff we've shot, I'm sure we're probably like upwards of 50, 60 animals total. We did some like bears and pronghorn and, you know, a bunch of things that you shoot in high numbers on SRP too. Kyla's blind, yep. Done got eclipsed. I guess we'll chase the links. Hey, Toxic Candy, thank you, man. Very much appreciate that. Can we see how many animals you killed in the journal? You can see my total. 68,000. Probably didn't kill 86 today, so we eclipsed 68,000 quite recently. Any rares? None today. As many birds and stuff as we shot. Unfortunately, no rares. I was hopeful. If you want more replayability and unpredictability out of Way the Hunter, try doing most of your hunting in a private multiplayer server. See, I kind of... Like, I totally get what you're saying, and I do agree with that. The thing that I don't like about doing multiplayer is it almost kind of there's no management to be done. Like, it's pointless. You don't manage in multiplayer. And that's kind of the core of the game. That's why I almost never do multiplayer. Because I actually feel like... Not that it goes against what the devs had in mind or whatever. But for instance, I streamed with Amazing Pizza the one day on Tickaman Plains. And we were running around, and we found... Or driving around, actually. And we found an albino lion. Neither one of us had killed one. So we decided that we were just going to run it over, because we wanted to find one on our single-player maps and get to watch it age and stuff. It's a personal preference thing for sure, but at least for me, I don't think multiplayer is the answer in Way the Hunter. Only 4K kills more than me? I'm surprised you haven't passed me with all the grinds and stuff. I guess slowly but surely I've had him add up. Is that a big hazel grouse? It is not. Alright, we'll check. Ooh, okay, we're going to kill this max estimate bear, and then we're going to be done. Running after bears is not a good strategy, by the way, so we're going to see what happens here. Who stacked the pans? That one I think was me. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was me. I'm like, typically when I cook dinner relatively often, and I also usually eat lunch and breakfast more than Kyla does. She kind of just like doesn't eat. But anyway, while I'm standing there cooking, a lot of times I'll do the dishes, so it was probably me. Please stop. And then we're going mountain hare hunting. I can't come up with any other ideas. I don't know what you said, Kyla, but I definitely heard you say something. I just heard like a little crash, and I heard like distant, who knows what. Hunting anything in particular? This particular bear right here. This is going to be our last kill of the stream, unless, say, we kill him and then, you know, another bear runs by. I'm guessing we're going to get to spot him right here. I can't imagine he's that far ahead of us. Just a mythical. Alright, can we dome him? I'm going to try to dome him. Hey, Andy. We had a diamond caper Kaylee. Wasn't a huge one, but it also was 2.5 hours after the eclipse. Eclipse Day diamond, I think, is cool. What the? We're right at the distance where the fur, like, renders in and out. I don't know if that messes with the hitbox. I'm going to scoot just a touch closer. Oh. Kind of failed that. Why did I not? So, I didn't shoot him more than twice, because he's gonna die anyway. I thought like, ooh, maybe for some like crazy lucky reason we hit liver. I shot him in the skull the first time, so I had already decided to ruin it. I have no idea what she's barking at. So much for a dome shot. I want to see how close we were. Maybe it was in eclipse plumage? Might have been. Do Grandpa Flantro? Back in my day, I'd have made that shot 100 times out of 100. Cataracts, these newfangled scopes with their duplex and their mil dots, I can't see nothing. Oh, I tell you what, that bear's lucky it wasn't 1947. He would have been dead before he knew what hit him. My dog didn't like Shadow's barks? I would like to know what she set off about. There's nobody coming down the road or anything. Wait, what? We just missed? Alright, like, I know we weren't, I don't understand that, because I know that we didn't aim too high or anything. I don't know how that happened. Sure. Might say you've eclipsed your peak of the stream. Yeah, we might be on the downhill slope. But, I do believe on that note, any diamonds so far? We killed a diamond caper Kaylee something like 20 minutes ago. We are, though, going to end the stream, unless that's a max weight hair, which it is not. So that was fun. I don't know if I'll get to do, like, additional angler streams or anything this week. I want to. If I can sneak one in somewhere, I will. But I got to do some prep for going out of state turkey hunting, and then also we're traveling to Georgia not long after that, so prep work, unfortunately, will take precedence. We'll see what happens. If things go well, we'll try to sneak a stream somewhere in this week and do some fishing. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support today, and I will see you in tomorrow's video, Chasing Gators. Bye!